All right. Everyone can come on in here, and we are finally live, everybody. So, as I always do, and you guys already know, welcome to the Last City Radio episode number 66. We finally meet the big 66. We're almost to 70. It's going to be great. We've had an amazing ride, throughout a couple of years that I've been doing this. And as always, I'm always get to all the shout outs and everything that we always do. But in that being said, welcome to Last City Radio. Destiny Day we're finally here on a great Saturday. And of course, I'm going to go ahead and do the housekeeping. I appreciate all you guys. I hope everyone did have a wonderful Thanksgiving, enjoyed some family time, fun, games, laughs, and talks. It was definitely amazing. I definitely had a good time. So we was on break for a little bit last week. We're finally back. So we're going to get the ball rolling because we got something on the horizon, which is the next season. So we're going to get into all of the riffraff in just a minute. But that being said, I definitely want to introduce my co-host. The guy is one out of 10 when it comes to one of the best knowledges around the system when it comes to all the AAA titles. The guy is amazing. He is very knowledgeable, and he's a very big collector of all things gaming. So I want to introduce you to the man, Mr. Agent Chavez. What's going on, man?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Not too much, man. Just it's just gaming and trying to enjoy the end of season stuff. Not really enjoy, really, because it's like at this point it's kind of grindy, right? But I'm still out here collecting captain's coins and playing a little riffraff and gambit. Just hanging out. No trials for me. I'm not that sweaty. So.
Hey, I understand it. Yeah, man. Like you were saying, man, we're at the end of the season. It's just a little lull right now. Everybody's just cruising, playing some new games and stuff, and just kind of just trying to enjoy themselves before the big deal happens next week. So
yeah, because like during the downtime, was it yesterday, the day before now? I was like, we tried to stream, we tried to do a couple of things, and it ended up being just probably should just play one of these new games that I haven't touched yet. So ended up playing a little bit of Pokemon that day, so it wasn't too bad. So
let's go. Didn't that patch? I think that patch just came out not too long ago, was it?
Yes, it came out on the first for to address a lot of the performance issues. So yes.
Okay. How is it? Is it better?
You know what? I kind of just didn't care. I'm like one of those like 30-year-olds that just the nostalgia just was enough. I just kind of just let it ride after that. I wasn't too concerned about the, I work in tech, so I mean, shit doesn't work sometimes. So I just kind of like didn't care. But I did see there's like the frame rate was pretty terrible, but it didn't stop me from playing. So
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I always tell people, I said, listen, as long as you're having fun with the game, the patches are coming. The things that you're griping about, just sit there and enjoy the game, for what it is. Even though, yes, we know all of the trouble and all the whole controversy stuff, we get it, but just enjoy it. It is a fun title still, so that being said, my man, we got a special guest. So I want to introduce this man properly. And before I do that, I appreciate everybody for being here and joining in on the discussions. I know we always try to be on time as much as possible. And we thank you guys for, always kicking it with us and having a good time with these discussions. We wouldn't be doing this without you guys. So we appreciate all you guys again. So thank you. So I do have a guardian out here that I have met one of his co-hosts before. I've had her on my show. It was a pleasure. We had a blast. This guy is a solid guy. I've seen him. I've heard his podcast. He is the host of the Spin 4 Theory podcast. I definitely want to introduce the man, Mr. Taylor B. What's going on, man? How you doing?
How's it going? It's good to be here. Happy to be here. It's been it's been a slow season, and it's been a long journey with the Destiny content creation, always having its ups and downs. But like generally, the lore is like pretty good. So
Hey,
lost me for a second there. Sorry about that. Accidentally hit the space bar.
you're good. You're good.
But yeah, it's a lot of fun. I think a lot of the criticisms out there are fair in a lot of ways, but I'm still appreciating what they're putting out. So
Absolutely.
I'm still having fun with it. But yeah, it's been interesting. Actually, Spinfoil just came to an end a few weeks ago now.
Oh,
And for good reasons, for some professional reasons that the staff on the show had, and just like, again, all good stuff. But we have another thing. We haven't quite nailed down on a name yet, coming out soon. But it's going to be space related, science fiction, science fantasy, and I think we'll be expanding the formats that we do from just the podcast, like and articles like Spinfoil was. So Spinfoil is up to this season. If you want to go listen to it, it's awesome. It's 120 awesome free episodes you can go listen to.
man. And I got to tell you, man, that, listening to you guys, man, it was always a blast, listening to you guys. You had wonderful theories, especially, about the lore and everything going on, the speculations. I loved every episode, man. It was solid.
Thanks.
And, man,
Really
that is a lot of episodes, man. You guys knocked it out of the park, man. All your cast was amazing. I loved every bit of it, man.
I really appreciate that. Yeah. And Destiny Spinfoil is always ever expanding. So there's definitely still a lot there. Ideas that we built along, and it was definitely fun, especially doing it for the years that we did. It was fun being able to like come back and see things that you maybe did an episode on before actually get confirmed or not. So that was
Mm-hmm.
it was a lot of fun with it too. But yeah.
Yeah, I loved it, man. You guys are awesome, and that's the thing, man. I enjoyed it, and from what it was, and we have. I would say the Destiny community. When we have podcasts, we've gotten a lot of new ones that's up and coming. We've had some old ones decide to retire as well, and that's the thing, especially when you're riding with the guys for a long time. You've been doing your thing, and just to see that whole thing of, hey, look, we're going ahead and changing things up. We're leaving, retiring. We got some new things. It is tough to see because it's like the people who roll with you and
Mm-hmm.
the people, the mail that you get saying, man, I enjoy your show. You guys are amazing. Da, da, da. I love that stuff. Yeah, just to see
Absolutely.
it's an amazing journey, man.
Absolutely. In the Destiny community, for all that you might hear about it at the top of the scream sheets, it's a really like opening and welcoming, really a lot of fun, especially the lore community. I don't think I've ever had like a real bad interaction with anyone in there. So it's definitely fun to be a part of it. And I'll still be talking about Destiny.
Yes.
I'll still be touching on it. I didn't have anything. I don't have anything stopping me. So I'll still be out there in the vapors, pitching
I'm
theories here and there.
Yeah, and I get that. I remember, I think the last time I talked to Lady Lucida, she was she got that offer from Bungie and everything like that, and
Yeah, she's a contract game tester for them now.
awesome, man.
Yeah.
She's amazing. I was telling her, I said, I hope you become a lore historian because you are solid.
If everyone wants to go at Lady Lucida and tell her to apply for that position, you don't have to tell her I sent you. I think she should get encouragement to go.
Yes, I think so too.
Because I was telling her, it was really funny. I was like, just enroll in community college, and now you're a student. just do it.
Exactly. And I would love that. She did it. She's so good with it, and I mean, she just knows it. Like it's like having a female wife that just knows everything's solid. she's amazing. I love that show with her, man.
Yeah,
So
no,
great.
she was a great partner to have on that show, and she'll be my partner in the upcoming project as well. So you'll have more of us together too. So it'll be good.
Hey, that's nice, man. I can't wait to hear from it for sure.
Yeah.
So I do want to ask you too, man. Like, how did you get into gaming, man? What was that history? What inspired you to get on the road of gaming, man?
Probably my older brother. He 7 years my senior, so like when I was born, like he already had stuff in the house. So like my first game was a Sesame Street game I got to play on his Nintendo.
Okay.
It was Oscar's Astro Oscar. It was ABCs in 1, 2, 3. That was I go all the way back far. So yeah, like I had a controller in my hands from a very young age. The first game that really got me into diving into stories and things like that was I accidentally bought Final Fantasy III US when I was a kid. I went to what's now closed Funko Land, and I thought I was buying a copy of Final Fantasy II because of the conversation I had on the phone with the person who worked there. So I got there, it's Final Fantasy III. I was like, oh, well, yeah, I'll still buy it. And then I took it home, and everything just completely changed. Blew me away. Fantastic game. And that was probably the first like online community I got involved into way back when. So yeah, I would say that was the first domino. But like, funnily enough, that same older brother thing, I was never that great at first person shooters because my place in the LAN party was someone. You're waiting to play. It's the LAN party. That's how family goes. Because you're the younger brother, though, it's like, oh, like he's going to the bathroom. He's going to get a snack. All right, you can play. Everyone squashes the little brother, and then you have to get the seat back when they come back. So I was never that good, but like Destiny pulled me back into it, and I've come a long way in the 7 years the game's been out. I've been to the Lighthouse, a few other things. So it's been a lot of fun to get back into it, give it another shot.
Yeah, man, and that's the thing, man. It's just one of those games, man. Like I always tell people, I said, if you would have told me there was an ongoing game that I would be playing for at least about what are we now? Almost at the 10-year mark for this long? I would think you were crazy. I would say that there's no way there's a game like that. And look at where we are now, man. It's just amazing, man. And just to think about it, when we all was playing games way back in the day when we were kids, we never would have imagined that we would be at this time where we're getting games that look graphically amazing, games that open world. We never thought of this stuff. We always thought that the things that we were playing, the games we were playing then was like, oh man, this is world breaking.
Mm-hmm.
How are they doing this stuff? It's crazy.
I remember Phantasy Star Online when that first came out. I bought special ordered it from eBay from some guy in Japan. I bought that huge GameCube controller that had like the keyboard on it, so you could like chat while you played.
Oh yeah, the one with the little screen on there.
It was just like it was like they took the GameCube controller and they just like went this and like slapped the keyboard and just like attached it together like Frankenstein. Like, this is your controller now, and that's
I've seen one of those. I always wanted one of those.
It was nifty. It was nifty because you could like talk smack. You could do everything faster, like chat wise.
I love that. And that's crazy, man. It like one of my beloved, because I started out on the Super Nintendo as well, and my favorite is the Donkey Kong series. Like I said, that was my starting point. And then I got into, then after that was the Super Mario 1, 2, and 3 World. And my all-time favorite, like everyone knows, is the Mario and the Legend of the Seven Stars. One of my all-time favorite. I think that is the best Mario game of all time to me, and just solid. I play that game all the time. You know,
I should play that on a replay.
man, I'm telling you, you should. You should.
I've been it's funny. I'm in IT myself. I started a few years ago, and best career change I ever did. But it all started from since I was a kid. I was I've been a modder.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a Genesis Mini, and over there I have a Super Nintendo Mini. And I've already modded the Genesis Mini. I wanna go in and sideload the ROMs into the into the Super Nintendo one too. But you're making me. I believe 7 Stars is on there. You're making me want to do a replay.
I'm telling you, man, you got to do it, man. I'm telling you, it's amazing, man. It's one of those things. Like, I hope, and I'm still on this boat. I hope that they do go ahead and do a remake of the game. Like I said, the Square Enix and Nintendo have a really good relationship now. I'm hoping, true. Man. I'm shooting for the moon for that. I really want that to happen.
Do you think? Do you think it might have a chance of bringing Paper Mario back to its roots?
They could. They very well could. I think the way that they're going right now, we're seeing a lot of Nintendo is doing a lot of things. They've been porting a lot of stuff. They've been trying to remaster stuff. And you can see what they've been doing with the Xenoblade stuff. They just been really pushing that. And especially now, if you think about it, look at what they're doing on the movie side. We got the Super Mario movie. Solid trailer. I thought it was great. We got that coming out. And this people don't look at it, but this is another way of them marketing. So that way they got stuff cooking in the background that we don't see. There could be a Donkey Kong Country game coming out, that they're working on. There could be, all these other things that they're working on. So we don't know yet, but if I know Nintendo like I know Nintendo, they love to jump on it when the pan is hot right now.
What if it's like a monkey's paw wish, and you get your wish, but hold on, you get your wish, but now Donkey is older than Cranky Kong was when Donkey Kong Country came out, and Diddy is middle-aged, I don't know, and you have to work with that storyline.
Wow, now that'll be very interesting if they did that.
The whole you get what you want, but it all just serves to make you feel old. That's all.
Right. We're showing your age this time. That's for sure. Yeah, I mean they got so much to work on, and I was talking to one of my buddies about the Mario thing. I said, man, look at all the stories just in that one trailer. Look at all the stories they can tell going forward. It's crazy. You could already see a sequel for this. Oh, yep, that's going to be a sequel. Luigi's Mansion is coming. Okay, Donkey Kong, the movie is coming. And you see all of these things just coming in that one trailer. You already see it. Crazy.
I haven't seen that trailer yet. The trailer I saw was the Transformers trailer.
Oh, it was
the big trailer that I saw.
Woohoo! I'm excited for that. It's been a long time coming, and I'm a big G1 fan of Transformers. I watched the whole thing. I watched the little movie. I love all of the series of Transformers, and to see this, I was just stoked, man. I was just like, yes, that's what I'm talking about. Give the fans what they want to see, and this. It looks like this spring and summer is about to be super big, man. There's a lot of movie going we're going to be watching and going to. I tell people, save up your money because you're going to be in the theaters all summer long. For sure.
I'm excited for it. I love going into theaters. Something me and my dad used to do, growing up, go to the movies all the time. And, I've missed it. And I wanted to try. I never did. I never been to a drive-in, and there were all these pop-up drive-ins during quarantine, and I just never went. I was always like, I'll go later. And now we're reopening, and they're closing down, and here I am. I got nothing.
Yeah, I went to the movie so much just growing up, and just always I loved it too, man. I mean, it's very special to me, and every time there's something a premiere, I just got to go. I always will buy a T-shirt of the movie, and you just go there. We just have a good time. Yeah.
Do you like those theaters? You see them more and more now, where like you're almost. I want to say it's not like those ones you see on Reddit from Europe, where it's like, oh, this one in Sweden, you're literally in a bed that you can't trust. Like it not quite at that level, but the one where it's like this giant recliner, and you get in and you can like almost go like all the way back, and your feet are up, and with the stadium seating. I like all the comfort those like. Have you been to one of those? Like you're seeing them more and more.
Yeah. I'm glad though. I like that.
Yeah.
It makes me want to go to sleep.
Yeah. I'm here for bigger seats, but like that's also fewer tickets per show now. So like they get sold out faster too. Like I don't know. I feel like maybe like we can go like medium seats with just like a little bit of reclines.
Right.
Too comfortable.
And then I think there's this one where I'm at. It's called Raleigh Woods. Serge, you might have been to it before.
You're talking about Cinemark. It used to be called Raleigh Grand or whatever.
Yeah, you remember where they they have all the food and everything like that. It's a pretty nice setup. Yeah, I like that. I like that.
And beer. And beer.
Exactly. But yeah, I mean, I've also seen this, guys. I don't know if you guys seen this, but back in the day before before I was born. You remember when our parents used to talk about the drive-in movies? It looks like they're starting to come back more, man. They're bringing those back.
That makes me excited because there were all these pop-ups. There were the pop-ups everywhere. Like anywhere you had just a wall that you could paint, there's like it's a theater now. We're doing it. But like if there's like legit ones coming back, like I'm excited. I'm gonna go check it out. Like I've always seemed so novel to me, and it seems like it'd probably be better now than it used to be since you can use like your car stereo system. It just feels like you could have a really cool experience. I don't know.
Yeah, we have one that's consistently open year round here.
Oh, that's cool.
It is pretty cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, and I wanna go to one. I got to. Because I know Sergio, didn't they? They were working on one in 2020, right?
I think it's in Henderson. So I think they like made.
Yeah,
they updated it so it would play like I guess like the newer movies, right? Because some of them may have they may need some kind of real projector to, for like the CGI and stuff. Because at first it was like all just like older movies. It's just going through a projector, but it actually the quality is kind of cool because the screen's bigger than you would go to in a theater.
Right. Yeah. That's what I like about that. Yeah. And then they have like the people with the roller skates going to the car serving you. That's cool, man. I like that. It's great service, and it's a way to get out the house in a way where you're not inside. It's like, hey, I can see that more so, especially in the summer too. Going out there and parking your car, enjoying a big movie.
I'm up for it. You've convinced me. Road trip.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, it's one of those things, man. I love it. So I do want to ask you too, man. So like, how did you meet all the people that you met? Doing the podcast. How did you be Lazy Cedar? What was that story like?
She was a guest on the show first, and we had reached a point where my first co-host, had to leave the show, and chose to get out of there. And I had been thinking about reaching out to her anyway for like a project, just because, like she did on your show, like just was awesome. And I was like, yeah, like this would be great. And it just kind of like hit at a perfect time that she was looking to try something also. Just perfect timing. That's how I met her. I had first reached out to her for her Hive Runes post on the Destiny lore subreddit. And if you guys haven't seen what she's done, she's taken every Hive Rune that's just ever been in the game, and she's created a cipher.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's It's very cool. Like I'm not just saying this because I'm her friend. It's very, very cool, very impressive. And you can get into like minutia, like the little differences, like the broken runes, how things change as they've appeared on different objects, like so like context. And that's how we first met.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I honestly, I think it all started from probably Reddit, and I was a big fan. I used to write into and write articles for Focus Fire Chat. Was on their show a couple times. If you ever listen to their Titanfall episode, that was me going on for like 3 hours about all of the Titanfall lore. So.
Oh man, I love Titanfall, man. That's my thing.
I think I literally talk about every piece of thing there is to talk about. So.
Do you think there's a Titanfall, the next one coming out? Do you believe it?
No, I think it's gonna be Features of Apex. I think
so?
You'll see Titans in Apex before you see a new Titanfall.
Ah, why are you breaking my heart?
I'm setting the bar so low that they can only pass it. They can only go up. I'm just managing my own expectations, and because I've been hurt before. It's not.
I know. I've been hoping. I've been hoping, man. I really have, man. I love Titanfall. It's the most underwhelming FPS game, man. It really is, and just the movement, just the NPCs being able to go back and forth between your Titan and just your first person is crazy. It's chaotic and it's fun. Like,
are you guys
just imagine what they could do now?
Are you guys big mecha fans also?
Yeah,
I love me some mecha. Yeah,
just a little bit. That game, I don't know if you remember this game for the Super Nintendo, but it was called Metal Warriors, and it was made by LucasArts. And it's like a 2D side-scrolling thing, but it's the same idea. You can get out of your mech and be like a little guy going across the screen and like getting other people's mechs, like that type of stuff. And it just reminded me of that game like instantly. But yeah, lifelong like Gundam, Robotech, Macross, whichever you prefer. I think they're both great in their own ways.
But you say you like mechas. Have you ever got a chance to see? I don't know how big you are in anime. I mean, you mentioned some titles as well. But have you ever got a chance to see 86?
No, I haven't seen 86.
Bro, you're gonna love that.
Ooh,
you're gonna love that. 86 is solid.
Okay, I've pulled it up.
It's solid, bro. You're gonna like that.
I'm gonna watch it. All right, this is on my to do.
Man, it's got a season 1, season 2. It's great. I'm looking forward to the 3rd season of it.
Oh man, okay.
Yeah. Okay. You got something to watch tonight for sure.
Yeah, I'm excited. This is gonna be cool. I'm gonna try by the end of the show to have like an equally as cool recommendation that you hopefully haven't seen. So we're gonna revisit this, like pinning it. I'm
gonna think to. You're gonna love it. Trust me. I fell in love with that. Okay. You know, and man, I got a whole list. I know, Sergio, you got a whole list too of animes that you watch for sure.
I do. I think my favorite mech or my favorite Gundam series is. Big fan of G Gundam. I'm so sad.
I've heard that was good.
51 episodes. It's so short, but it's really good.
But that's like when you think of like anime, most of them ending at like 26. That is like double the amount that most shows get. Because like the ones like your Naruto's that are like thousands of episodes, or your One Pieces that are like infinity episodes. I'm pretty sure One Piece has so many episodes that it's just, it's helixing back in on itself and breaking time. It's just this infinite episodes that you'll never catch up to watching. But like most people like that 26 run. Like I appreciated that one was 51 because like I want to say the original series wasn't that many.
Yeah, I mean, I know the original series, man. I'll tell you, so many episodes that is crazy, man. I'm still trying to figure out where to start.
The Mobile Suit Gundam, like the OG stuff, you can get away with watching the movies.
Really?
Yeah. You can, if you're just trying to like kind of like consume the story lightly, and maybe that'll encourage you to like go back and watch like the 70s episodes. But it's better animation. You get all the broad strokes, and you get like honestly for the most part better fight scenes. So
okay,
it's not the worst. It's not like an egregious sin or anything to watch movies. I will say with Zeta, when you get to Zeta, like the one that comes after that, the movie ends differently.
Really?
Yeah, than how the series ended. In a pretty like major plot point. I won't spoil that for you until you've seen either of them. Then I'll tell you what was different. But or you can probably just look it up. But that is. Let me see here. I stand corrected. MSG was 43 episodes, so that was
okay.
Yeah. I stand corrected. Sorry, I was like looking it up on the side here. Didn't mean to trail off. But yeah. Sorry, where was I? I just brain farted.
You were saying about the movies.
Oh yeah,
and the
so
ending.
The Gundam, the Gundam movies, you get to Zeta and it changes, but like you can get away with that.
Okay.
Don't let anyone.
Is it kind of like a soft, like a kind of like a retcon or a reboot type of thing, or just showing something in depth?
It's a The Zeta movie changes an ending that I want to say it's the original author or original director regrets. But if you watch that and then because I don't think the next series after that is surprise surprise double Zeta. But like the movie ending doesn't count for that. So you'll be like, wait, why is such and such this way? And you'll just be like, that's completely different than how the movie ended. So I don't know. Zeta is also like the hardest one to probably consume, so you probably don't need to. You can skip that one. The main movies do. I think like they go from Z to like Char's counterattack most times.
That gets kind of the way anime can get a little kind of maybe a little intricate is like if you compare the original Full Metal to the Full Metal Brotherhood, it's like completely different stories, day and night. Like, I mean, I like both of them to be honest, and the movies that are based in Brotherhood are like what? But then, like, I like the theory of like the movie that was based in the original, The Conqueror Shambhala. That movie almost makes this fictional world plausible. I like that, or more realistic.
I thought some characters were better written or maybe better presented, is the better way of saying it. Because, like, I felt like characters like Greed were actually a little more fleshed out in the original Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah. Yes.
Because they needed filler. That was like way past when they diverged. Like, because you can see where they diverge if you're like watching both of them. You're like, okay, this is the same. This is the same. I think it's like 16 or something. It's just like, oh, like completely. Yeah. Like, that's a big shift.
And that movie was great. Like the movie from the first series was really good. Because it kind of gave you life after the last episode, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. I watched there was another series I watched. Most people call it a boomer anime, but it did come into the times as well. Is Full Metal Panic. That was solid. And it's kind of like a mech too.
It's so good. Sorry, I didn't mean to jump in. I just got like, whoa, Full Metal Panic. I haven't heard anyone talk about that in a long time.
Bro, I'm telling you. Oh my god.
So good.
That series is solid. Did you get a chance to see the 2019 season that they came out with?
I wanted to. Bro. I was trying to do a rewatch of and I think I got up to like Fufumafu, the one that's like the slice of life as opposed to like mech fights. And I just like I fell off in the middle of doing that, so I never made it to. But I want to.
Bro, you're gonna be on the edge of your seat in that season. It gets really good, really good, man.
Okay, this is exciting. There's
things that you don't see coming. Like you literally don't see coming. You're like, what?
Okay.
It's crazy, man.
I always really like them. Oh, all right. I think I know the one I'm going to recommend to you. If you haven't seen it, if you have seen it, I have to think of something else. But it's another granddad anime, Votoms.
I've heard of it. I've never got a chance to see it,
Dude.
though.
Even if you like, the movies are wild, but even if you just watch the show, it can be a little slow at times just because it's like early 80s pacing. The fight scenes are ridiculous. At one point, he pins the other robot against a wall, opens up his cockpit, and just shoots them with his own gun.
Ah! So I gotta see that. I gotta see that.
They're smaller, but still, like, yeah,
man. People don't. I feel like the anime community don't give the boomer animes like the flowers they deserve, man.
I feel
there
like
were some solid ones, man.
I feel like boomer animes are going to be like Gigantor, like literally from the 50s.
For sure. But you watch boomer animes? Get out of here! What you do?
Yeah, this one was dubbed by the Army Air Corps.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. I mean, they got some solid ones, man. I enjoy it, man. I always like to look at different ones that are. It's like, okay, let me see what people are talking about this, and I always like to go check them out and see which one I like, and I'm feeling it, man. And full better pay, it definitely it captured me. I was like, when I first saw it, I was like, man, this is good. And I just kept watching it. Solid. I love it.
Yeah, Full Metal Panic is really good, and then I really appreciate how it takes the turn, and I think it kind of like I feel like if I rewatched it with like my partner Kari or something like that, like she might appreciate more just because the types of shows that she likes. She might appreciate more the slice of life stuff in Fufumaten, which is just like, oh, like they're going on dates and shopping. I'm like, oh, okay.
And you notice how they'll have a little bit of that, and then it just snaps. The next episode is something super serious, in the art. I love that. I love those animes too, man.
The new one, I saw previews or stills from the new one. Like keeps the old art style too. It does. It's the mech and computer stuff that they update, right?
Yeah, a lot of that is updated. It looks good, man. I'm telling you, you're gonna enjoy it. You're gonna enjoy it.
I'm excited. I'm really all right. I'm jazzed for this. I've got.
That's another one on the list
tomorrow.
Welcome everyone to the anime podcast episode. But
my future project coming out my future project coming out in the new year will be anime focused. No.
Yes. We really should do an anime show, man. I think that'd be pretty cool, man.
To be honest, I haven't really seen too many out there, or at least maybe I'm not looking for it.
No, man. There's very little anime podcasts out there.
I will show up.
We got to show up.
If you build it, I will come.
It'll be all three of us talking shows. We got to do like one where we do like a whole watch party of one series, and then we'll just like review it.
Yeah,
I would do it.
Yeah,
I would do it. Because especially if I'm allowed to talk over it, yes. I'm here for it.
Just don't look
if
up,
anyone's never seen it, I'm going to ruin the show for you, but it's going to be a blast.
Just don't look up Boku no Pico and we'll be good.
Okay.
We'll be good. Trust me.
I don't know. I'm gonna throw down. This is another like older one. You guys might remember from the early 2000s, but they just like redid it. So guys, I think we're gonna like go out of our shell. It's gonna be Fruits Basket. It's what we're.
I've heard of that.
Yeah.
It's actually good. So the original one was like late 90s, early 2000s, and it was like a shorter series, but I remember watching that back in the days. But that one was fun.
Is that? Is it really good?
The OG one that I've seen, I haven't seen the new one, but that one's very big slice of life, but like there's supernatural characters, and I don't know. I watched it when I was in high school, so it was a little extra funny to me, but that's I don't know if it'll strike the same chords if I rewatch it, but it'll be. It was a lot of fun, yeah. Because the So the premise is this girl ends up going to high school with these like embodiments of the Chinese zodiac.
Mm-hmm.
So you have like the bull, the tiger, the rat, etc., etc., etc. And yeah, shenanigans ensue. I'm not going to spoil anything. High school shenanigans, but shenanigans nonetheless.
I do enjoy those high school animes. They were pretty solid, man. I watched a lot of them. What was one that I watched, man? This one had me, man. That broke me down. Which one is it called? I see it. I can see it now. Was it Planet After Story?
Oh, okay.
Man, I'm telling you.
Okay.
Those
I can appreciate that.
Those, especially After Story. Oh my God, man.
Did you ever watch or read Great Teacher Onizuka?
I've read it, yeah.
That's okay. Okay, yeah.
So we're watch it.
We got to do. All right, book club.
We're gonna have to do podcast book club. We definitely got to do podcast anime book club for sure.
We got this.
Hey, listen, we're gonna discuss this, man. We got to go ahead and do a watch party deal on that, man. No doubt.
I'm in.
It's gonna be good.
You got it.
I think everyone's gonna enjoy that for sure.
I'm up to it. I will watch. I will find a way to watch whatever we need to watch.
Like, okay, everybody, we got homework assignment. We're watching this show tonight.
I gotta watch it at least once before the watch party.
Right,
we're doing like live reactions, but like I need to know what's happening so that I can be like funny about it. Like, yeah, no, I can't just going blind.
We'll do the ones that's live, and then we'll do the ones that we watch before and review it.
Okay.
That way we'll be like, okay, let's talk about this episode. What did you think? We'll go from there. See, we already made up a new podcast.
We're big Yu Hakusho fans here in my house. So,
oh, dude,
hey, such a classic. It's awesome. Rewatchable. It's ageless. I have all the seasons, so if we need to set something up, it's they're all the remastered HD versions too. So
you got the remasters?
Mm-hmm.
Solid, bro.
I was just rewatching it like earlier this year, and I'm at the Tournament of Power, I think it was.
Oh, the Dark Tournament. Yeah, I think that's
the Dark Tournament.
Yeah,
doing the rewatch, but I'm doing the rewatch with the English dub from
the English
Cartoon
dub
Network.
Is really good. There's like some really good dubs, and
yeah, people always talking crazy about the dubs, man. There's some that's really good, man. There's some that nails it.
Well, I feel like for the longest time, and I didn't know about this till I was reading about it, but apparently like almost 100% of the anime that came through like into the United States was getting dubbed by like the same studio in Texas.
Really?
And they just and they would just hire people who live near the studio.
Wow. They wouldn't give nobody else the time of day.
No, they're just like, I don't know. Do you live near the studio?
Ray, come on in.
Like, yeah. So,
what? It's crazy.
So I think it's interesting. They've moved away from that. So
yeah.
I think it's gotten a lot better, especially in recent years too. Like I know in some cases as I've gotten older, there's times where it's like, no, you should be watching the English dub. Like you should be listening to this.
Why aren't you watching that English stuff?
Well, it's like Princess Mononoke. Princess Mononoke is a fantastic movie. The Japanese seiyus, the voice actors, they do a fantastic job. If you speak English as your first language, you need to watch and listen to the English dub.
Mm-hmm.
It's that good. Like, that's the one you need to.
Yeah, the English dub is really good, but like things like the newer stuff like Demon Slayer. The only reason I started watching the Japanese instead of the sub instead of the dub was because I actually ended up watching the movie before I watched the show, and we got the only they were sold out, so we had to go to the sub, and I was like, this shit is just fucking amazing. This
Oh,
way,
yeah. Japanese-
some of it, and it just depends. Like I don't like any of the Dragon Ball Z Kai. I hate it. I like the original OG Bruce Faulkner type music.
Yeah.
Like the OG dub. That stuff is amazing.
Yeah, facts.
So
Yeah, man, you're right. You're right, and it's one of those things where it's like, I don't know, maybe I'll get into it.
I have such a hard time because of like what you were saying, Bruce Faulkner and all that. Like growing up with that version of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, whenever I hear the Japanese version and like Goku's voice, I'm like, what is that? Who is this? That is an imposter. Like, it's just so completely different because
in Super, I ended up, because the show wasn't dubbed for like a year after it came out, and I'm like, I don't want to wait, so I ended up liking the sub for Super.
Yeah, I do that too. Like if there's especially if there's a new series that I love or a new season, I was like, I'm not gonna sit around and wait for the dub to come. I'll watch it, rewatch it. I need to see sub just so I can see what's going on.
Yeah,
especially like the anticipation. You like, I want to see what's going on, because I was watching the newer season of Dan Machi. I don't know if you got a chance to see that. It's a solid anime for sure. We finally reached this is the 4th season of it, and solid, man. I think the English title is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon, and it follows like a hero. He's an adventurer and stuff like that. The show is solid. Like the action is crazy, and it's one of those ones that I was like, I gotta see this, even if it's sub. I'm fine with that. I just gotta watch it.
Yep,
it's fantastic.
I can
Before we continue, I do want to shout out. Thank you, Pat, man. You are the 300 follower, man. Solid. I salute you, man. And that is going to live on your resume for the rest of your life. Salute, Pat, man. Lord, always holding this down. And Gucci says, Michael Salvatore. And he said, and a few others made the track Guardian for Destiny 1 personally top 1 main menu song. Gives me superhero save the world vibes. I will ride that. This is one of the best and underrated gaming songs. Yeah, for sure. I agree. Yep. And I just love, especially some of the old nostalgic music, especially anime, is crazy, man. It was really good, man. Really solid. Like I said, it's just solid. The themes and everything like that. Now, like I said, we got some great bangers, OSTs for the newer stuff too. I've heard some solid ones. Yeah. Bluebird from Naruto is a banger for sure. Yeah, I like that one. So many solid ones, man. It's crazy. But yeah, man, I'm telling you, that anime podcast is coming. Stay tuned for that. We definitely gonna do that for sure.
We're doing it.
You season 1 is GOAT. Yeah, for sure.
Let's do it. I'm stretching now. Just
what's funny? I'm starting to see a lot more people who's into Bleach than I have, especially at work. I've seen a lot more people that's into the Bleach series. I was like, oh, okay. They're hard to find, but they're there,
Bleach is an interesting one.
Mm-hmm.
Because the concepts remind me of like the combination of like other things I'm sure influence it, but the whole like the sword things, like you've seen that and like a few other things. But then I like that it kind of had like the gates, like, oh, you're actually dead. So
well, you're dead. All right. Yeah, it is one of those things. But the action's solid though, from what I've seen. just for a little bit that I've seen of. I haven't got a chance to pick it up fully, but I've seen some. I'm like, okay, they're doing some things in there.
That used to be on like Toonami, right?
Yeah, it used to come on every Friday night.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's definitely has some solid action. And I definitely if you haven't, at least check out the fight scenes if you're unsure about the anime, like you won't regret it.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. And I appreciate you guys for being here. We're just having a little side note tangent of talking a lot of anime. I know there's a lot of my anime folks in here too tonight. So yeah, man, we was talking a little. Even though we're supposed to be talking about Destiny, we're about to get to that. But yeah, we had to talk that anime, man. It's always a lot of fun, So that being said, I do want to ask you. Now that I know that you're an anime fan as well, that's solid. What is? I'm gonna rephrase this question. What is your top 5 anime of all time? We're gonna do that this time.
Okay.
What is your top 5?
Okay. It's gonna be tough. So many good ones, but I can only choose 5.
Only 5.
Only 5. Are you going like strictly series or just like anything that is animated from the Isles of Japan?
Yes, anything animated
Okay.
from the Isles. What's your top?
Okay. Top 5. This is not an order of that top 5. It's just top 5. Probably Dragon Ball.
Okay.
Probably Gundam. GTO, Great Teacher Onizuka, which I talked about earlier. I gotta. Yeah, this is tough. Transformers. Yeah, that counts.
Of course.
Yeah, Transformers.
We're gonna give you a drum roll.
And the last one, I'm gonna say, what's the one? Gotcha Man.
Okay, boom.
Gotcha Man with an honorable mention for Combattler V.
Hey, okay. we gotta get Sergio on this one. Sergio, what is your top 5 animes of all time?
So yeah, Dragon Ball is up there. Dragon Ball Z is up there.
Okay.
You know what? Yu-Gi-Oh is deeper than a card game. Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yes,
if you watch all the seasons of Yu-Gi-Oh, it's pretty awesome. So Yu-Gi-Oh, we got 2. Yu Yu Hakusho is 3.
Okay.
Cowboy Bebop.
All right. You need that drum roll for 4?
Trigun.
Ooh, Trigun.
That's a good one.
Oh my goodness. Yes.
Trigun.
That's
now
awesome.
I'm thinking like Hunter x Hunter.
Right.
Like the ones I didn't think about, but that's by the same guy who did Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yep.
Like a lot of similarities in the characters there.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It's so many. I gotta get mine. I definitely gotta get mine. So the first one up for me is definitely gonna be, since this is one of my first really solid animes coming out of the gate. I gotta say Digimon was one. Hold
on, pause real quick.
Hold on.
Did you see that they came back and did a 5-part post series of them as kids in college, and then there's one last movie where they do the Agumon and I can't remember what his name is. What's the dog one?
What's his name? I know his name. It'll come to me.
It's been
so long.
Anyways, it's based around their last Digivolution, and I'll leave it at that. But I watched it, and it was like
It was fantastic.
it was fucking emotional, like because like all your you're the kids, Ty, Kari, TK, and all of them. It's like now they're fucking adults.
Oh my goodness, man!
Right, they're growing up.
I gotta watch that. I'm gonna have to watch that because I watched that series right on up to the end. And I loved all of it. And
because this one is great because it goes back and follows the original Digidestined.
Okay, so. Yeah, I definitely got to go back and watch that. Then that's gonna be on my list tonight.
I had
Crackle.
I had the keychain when I was a kid.
7 parts. Oh, nice.
Watch it.
I got in trouble in school. Me and everyone else who had the keychain.
Oh man, I had the binder. I used to rock the merch, man, for sure, man. Back then, man. So Digimon,
that's his name.
Yeah. Digimon is my first one, of course. My love. I would say the second one would be, of course, everyone knows Pokemon is. Yeah, if you're a kid back in the 90s and coming up to 2000, definitely. My third one, Sword Art Online. I really love that series. It's one of my favorites. Definitely. And of course, Full Metal Panic, like I told you. I loved it. It's solid. And the last one, this is tricky because I've got so many, great animes that I really love. Let's see. But I'm going to have to give number 5 to Dan Machi for sure. But that could change. Like you ask me tomorrow, I got a whole different list. But yeah.
Well,
that's all 5.
When I think of movies too, like I like my favorite OVA, like my favorite movie, Macross Plus. I could watch that. That's another one with Ryan Cranston. Is as the original VA. Like that's another one. Like I can watch that one with the dub or the sub, and I can just watch it.
Anime movies, or even the anime movies that aren't canon are like super goated. Like for me, like Cooler's Revenge, and they have damn like metal music in it, right? The days
he's
where
metal
Dragon
Cooler.
Ball right, yeah, that makes sense, right? And the song changes. That was fucking awesome in that movie. I mean, there's an old anime called Escaflowne. I don't know if anyone has heard of it, but
I think I heard of that.
Escaflowne was awesome. Yeah, I mean, like the movie was amazing too. The Endless Waltz for Gundam was actually a really good movie to me.
Endless Waltz is good. Yeah.
Endless Waltz for Gundam. Okay.
It was like even the Naruto Shippuden movies are really good.
I'm gonna ask the chat. What is you guys' top 5 animes of all time, guys? Definitely let me know in the chat, guys. What was your top?
You just reminded me, Serge. You just reminded me of Last Exile. Also another great one.
Yeah, Last Exile. Yeah,
another great one.
Yeah, that's good.
I learned young me probably learned more about like flying than I was ready for. I wasn't going in there expecting to be like, oh, that's how turns work and stuff. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that was a solid one. On time.
Oh man.
Samurai Champloo. That was really good too. Can't forget about that.
Samurai Champloo.
Oh, now you got me.
Shaman King. Has anybody seen Shaman King?
Sounds familiar.
King's solid. That's a solid one, man. Shaman King was tough. I know somebody have seen Shaman King. That one right there.
Not.
Oh man, bro, it's good. It's really good.
Oh, Ronin Warriors. How could I forget about Ronin Warriors?
Ronin Warriors was so good.
Ronin
Warriors was so good. Sage of Halo.
Yo, even the OG Sailor Moon, I that shit was awesome to me.
Okay.
You know?
It was good. That was good.
Sailor
What
Moon
about?
has a special
I
place in
got
my heart.
one.
Mm.
Who have seen Inuyasha? Who's seen it? That
Man,
is
So-
raising my hand.
classic.
It was kind of
There
funny
you
because
go.
I just finished it because Hulu put like the Black Pearl arc on, and I was like, oh, I hadn't seen it in a while, and I was like, oh, this shit's this slaps.
And I'm telling you, man, it's solid. It's solid, man. I love the show, man. I grew up watching that show. It's solid, man. That what else? So
Is it
many.
this one's less of a series, but there's like a couple movies. But Gunbuster fans,
Yep.
Yep. That one was solid too. Come on.
yeah, that one was great to discover as a younger person.
Batman says, Gurren Lagann.
Gurren Lagann, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Let's see.
Berserk's a great one.
I've heard Berserk is solid.
Yeah, the Berserk manga anime box is super beautiful looking. Like the art is awesome.
Yeah, it's sad. It's sad the I can't think of his name, but it's sad the author passed away
Oh
before they
man.
finished it. Yeah. So
Man.
I don't know if anyone's taken up I've kind of fallen off on that one. I don't know if anyone took up the reins or anything like that, but it's unfortunate he didn't get to finish it one and that he passed away. It's just like, oh.
Ah, man, that's sad, man.
Yeah.
Let me
There's,
see. I'm thinking of another one.
JoJo? Any JoJo fans?
JoJo. Yeah. Yeah, that's one. Black Lagoon, solid. Black Lagoon is a solid anime. That's for sure. I enjoyed that whole thing, man. It was solid. Who's ever seen Hack?
Dot hack?
You ever Hack? Yeah.
Dot hack sign. Dot hack. And then the games on the PS2. What was that called? That was.
They got a new one out, don't they? I think there's a new one out. If I'm not mistaken. There's got to be a new
I bet
one out
there
that I've
is.
seen.
Oh yeah, that was the dot hack outbreak infection.
Yeah.
Those were the old PS2 ones, and then mutation I think is the third one.
Mm-hmm.
But that was always such a wild experience.
Yeah.
It's like you're playing like an MMO, but it's not an MMO.
It's like the real world, but it's not at the same time.
Anime
It was so
cutscenes
wild.
jumping in. Well, I mean, if you like SAO,
Yes.
and you haven't watched Dot Hack, you're going to see a lot of overlapping themes, but that's okay. They do it very differently, and it's very cool. Like you'll enjoy it. And then there's a lot more. I mean, kind of in a similar stream to, because I feel like the SAO games are similar to that kind of thing too. I think that those are a lot more like on like handheld, but that's also
Right.
cool.
Yeah.
But it's similar, like, oh, like you're in the game, haha! It's a game about the game.
Right. Oh,
Yeah.
fancy. Yeah, I like those. I like those shows. Those shows are amazing.
Meta.
I love those ones. Welcome in, Simp Linux. Appreciate you, sister. Thanks for joining the party. We talking all things anime at the moment. Just having a good time. You know. You see, and this is the cool thing about Destiny. Like when you start having guests on and hearing their experiences and hear what they like, you like, oh, I like that too. You just getting these wonderful topics. We can talk. See, and that's what I said. Like we definitely got to do the anime podcast show because there's so much to talk about. There's a lot of material. We can go on for days.
Yeah.
It's like a whole series.
Whole series about like just one, and then we move on to the second anime we want to talk about.
Exactly. We're like, okay, we finished that one. Okay, time to talk about this one. We're
We
gonna
shouldn't
have
have started with one that had 500 episodes, but that's okay.
Did you see this episode last night? Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna set that up, guys. So we got something cooking in the works for sure. We're gonna be doing watch parties and all that stuff, man. It's gonna be a good time
I would be down.
for sure. Let's see. So now it's time to get on to the Destiny stuff. So I do want to ask you, Taylor. So overall, we finally just finished season of the Plunder. It finally came to the conclusion, and now we're pretty much on the road for the next season. So I do want to ask you, Taylor, for recap purposes, what did you feel it? What would you rate season of Plunder? What did you like about it? What didn't you like about it?
Lore-wise, I thought the story was fun. I thought, especially picking up some loose threads like Nezarect was actually a really story positive move for the writers, because one, it rewards people who've been engaged with those sort of loose threads, but two, it engages people who maybe had never heard about it to go back and read something they might have missed before. So win-win there from my perspective. Presentation and gameplay, I think we're all getting a little tired of the seasonal model. That isn't to say it's bad. It's just it's
stale.
Basically the same thing for a year and a half now.
Yeah.
It's a reskin.
Yeah, it's a redeco. It's the same thing, but in different colors now. Here you go.
Yeah.
But I that isn't to say I don't think that they aren't putting effort into it, like the armors and the pirate themes and the shaders and cool stuff that we got. The dialogue from the voice actors was a lot of fun. That's sort of my critique, is I wish it could have been a little more different than past seasons, but yeah. I think hopefully I know they hear us, so hopefully we'll see how that goes with coming stuff, especially after Lightfall.
True. Yeah, I definitely agree with you, man. It's definitely getting a little bit stale. Well, a little bit is an understatement, but it's the model's stale. It needs a little. I would say if they're going to continue with seasons, they're going to have to bring a little bit more oomph to it. Because the way they're doing it is tune in next week for episode number 2. That's kind of it. We don't want to see that anymore. We want something new, something different, something more exciting. And I understand, they don't want to do, okay, you got expansion this time. It's, yes, expansions were fun. Expansions are fun. We love it. All of that good stuff. But if we take a look at, I would say, just look at Season of Opulence. You remember how Season of Opulence was? It was solid, a great activity, lots of loot. There was lots of things that they had. They had a raid in there. It was just different things. And, we used to get raid layers. What happened to raid layers? It was, you didn't have to do a returning raid, and we only got one a year. We used to get two. They reduced that. And I understand because the Activision split back in the day, we understood that was a different time. But now they're back at Sony again. They got way more money now than they did have when they split. They're in a better place right now. And, now it's okay, we can't, doing the $20 expansions thing, it's I understand what they're trying to do, but it's stale. If we keep getting a 6-player activity, we haven't even gotten a horde mode yet. You notice that? Where's the horde modes at? Back in the day when we did what was it? Prison of Elders. That was solid. Everyone loved that. It was solid and rewarding. We haven't had that since then.
People did like Prison of Elders. People did not like Skolas.
Oh no, yeah, he was terrible.
People did not like that, and that was a good piece, but and I also remember back then, to your point about getting a lot of stuff. the problem with that expansion, that was back when we had expansions, was that we didn't get a raid or anything else to go along with it like we had for the previous one. And it was considered, I want to say, like a lot of people consider that like a low dip. In Destiny 1, even though like the activity was fun, the story was fun. I thought Skolas was a great antagonist.
Right.
I still say Spinfoil, but you know, prove me wrong. He is the most successful antagonist that's ever the Guardians ever gone out against, and I'll tell you why. It's because at one point he pulled in from a timeline where he'd already won.
Facts. He actually was successful. Nobody else has done that.
Yeah, he was actually successful.
Yep. he when you think about it, yeah, he actually did it.
Yeah. There was like a window there where he had beat us, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I don't know, I'm just gonna be awesome now."
Yep, exactly. Yeah, I liked him, you know, for what he was. He was a pretty good villain. He the greatest villain? No, but he was a pretty good villain. You know, for the expansion, carried it on and things like that. You know, but I liked his motivation of what he was trying to do, and it was funny. Him saying, "Hey, listen, Oryx is coming. I've already seen it. You're gonna kill me, but there's a bigger dude coming out here."
One thing that I always considered is the Fallen the Elixni that he sends back when he's pulling him back in that last story mission that they get sent back with you. They're like this like white and like sort of like translucent blue like armor. They look super healthy and super clean compared to every other like Fallen we'd at least seen at that point.
Right. You're right about that.
I'm wondering, because if they beat us, they retake the Traveler. I'm wondering if he like that's his version of House Light. So you might get to a point where it becomes this kind of Skolas is Mithrax if we shoot at him in that first mission on Titan.
Yeah, that would be interesting. I've been seeing everyone saying, "Oh, Idol might be the killer killers." I can't see that though. I can't see that. The way her character is, she's more that historian, and she's fun. You know, she's such a historian, and she wants to better for the Elixir as well. You know, and she believed in what her father was trying to do before. You know, she heard the truth about what he was doing back in the day. But you know, I think that's probably going to be a story for Mithrax because of who he is and what he has done. You know, and he decided to go a different path, and it's like, you know what? I did all these bad things. You know, the whole devotion inspires bravery type stuff. You know, he's done a lot of that stuff, and who's to say that, you know, he might go down, he might die in what was it, because I think from what we're hearing that there's two people that's going to die in Lightfall. There's one that's going to die in Lightfall, and there's one that's going to die in Final Shape. We don't know who that may be, but you know, I think he might come back as the first, you know, light bearer,
guardian, Elixni Guardian, Elixni Risen.
I think that's going to be.
He's a great candidate. I think he's a great candidate. We'll see, but that's pitch this to you though. He, as a character, very important that he's there to like lead House Light and like lead the Elixni as they you know, band together with the last city and go on to face like the darkness that's rushing in. What if the first light bearer is someone who's already dead?
That is a possibility. And you know something? That's not far from. That is a big possibility. That is a big. I never thought of that.
Because
it could be Skolas. It could be. Because think about it. If you take a look at in the Witch Queen, right? Look at the light blade. We're wondering how in the world did he manage to get the light? You know what I'm saying? You know, he was the one that could face up against Oryx. How did he manage to get the light? And lo and behold, he got resurrected. So it would not, be far from a possibility that we might get Skolos. That
I would,
gets the light.
Well, because Grace, the amnesia is like the biggest theme. It's like, it's a theme that the writers have used in a few different ways. You see it with Banshee. How, like, Banshee isn't Clovis Bray, and how, like, he rejects Clovis Bray Eye, and he's like, nuts to you. I'm gonna go be cool over here. And then in a few different ways, like Cade's journal kind of alludes to, like, he wasn't the best guy, or maybe had to do some things that due to his job that don't aren't the most, like, moral decisions, things like that. I'm wondering if that will be an impact here, because one thing that's interesting is, I think to your point, you do also hear about, like, people who were, like, awesome. They were just good people.
Yeah.
And then they die, and, like, almost immediately, like, Ghost is like, ooh, mine.
Right. Exactly.
Or, like, they've been hanging out just waiting for, like, I don't know, someone's going to die, and then that's my guy. I don't know. I feel it. I feel it in the light.
And that's the thing about that. It's like, because the prophecy still hasn't been fulfilled yet. And that's like, okay, who could it be? We've never seen Chelchis, so he couldn't be a possibility. We've never seen him, and he got taken. So that kind of rules him out. We don't know what Aramis is going to do. I don't think she would be a candidate. We don't know how her story is going to end, because she kind of left, and we don't know the repercussions that's going to happen to her because she did that and kind of failed the witness. So we don't know what repercussions for that. Somebody from the old crews could have risen, and take the mantle. It's just so much, so many possibilities that they can go for and say, look, we're going to do something different.
Well, yeah, and especially if, like, a ghost gets, like, tricked or strong-armed, which is what we saw with the Hive risen, or the Krill. Nah, they're still Hive. They're Hive. With the Light Brood, the ghosts can get tricked. We learn in Witch Queen they can be, and Rolk almost got one. And the Traveler had to, like, come into the ghost and just be like, ooh, not for you.
Yeah, no, right?
Like, shut it down. Like, yeah. Like, you are excluded. Like, you can't have both. You get out of here.
Exactly. And that's the weird thing, especially coming into the whole, the possibilities of where this can go, because this is going to be truly, from what we're seeing, is a build up to light versus dark. We might see Light Cabal at some point, something. It would be cool. That would be epic. I think all the candidates are going to eventually lead up to having the light at some point. And just thinking about, because now we have all these allies now the Vanguard doesn't necessarily have to be just the people of the city anymore, because now we got Neomuna. We found out we're not the last city anymore. Now we got them, and we got to play by their rules because it's their city. So it's like, okay, we're coming into unknown territories. We got the Cabal, we got the Elixir with us, and we all got to band together, And I think this is the part where we're going to start seeing a international Vanguard, where you have Kaido, you have, the House of Light, and Sabathun is probably going to come in there as well and join the team as well to defeat the Witness, because she doesn't like the Witness either. And the Witness poses a threat to the Elusive Hive as well.
But she's dead.
Right now, she is. Right now, she is.
And we also have her body, though. She needs the body to.
That's true, but her ghost is still commanding the Hive.
That's true.
How can we pop? There's going to be a time where either he's going to reach out to us or we reach out to him and say, look, we know that you guys are getting. We're probably going to be a situation we're going to have to help the Lucent Hive defend the throne world from the Witness, because he's coming close to everybody now, and we're seeing that like, okay, the Witness is here. He wants to destroy everybody because he's looking for the final shape, and the final shape is nothing. He wants to be the only one that remains, and that's the thing. It's like, okay, Savathun already knows the truth, and she knows she's gonna have to eventually go up against her sister, eventually, because her sister doesn't know the truth, and she kind of rejected her because she took the light. So it's like we're seeing, and we don't know where Callus. We know Callus is going to be kind of the story boss in Lightfall, but we don't know where Kaido plays the part in this too. You know, we only seen a little bit of things. I'm almost sure Kaido is going to play a part in helping us, try to overthrow and take her father down, because now she realized he's a goner, he's now a disciple, and I'm going to have to face up against him, this time, because the Empire versus these Shadow Legions. Now,
he's finally going to get his body back, too. That's going to be...
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's even in stuff that's not leaked. Like, he's looking very, like, Lord and George.
He's huge, man.
Big boy.
I didn't realize how big he was until you seemed like, whoa, like
this is King Morph.
With a bath towel on.
It's way bigger now.
Yeah, like it's so interesting because I'm just super hyped for just being able to go into the story knowing that, look, we're in Avengers Infinity War right now in Destiny. Like, this is like near the end. We're in our last attempt to try to stop the Witness, and going into new territory with the Cloud Runners. We don't know how they play. Apparently, they have technology to destroy those space pyramids that we don't have. We're primitive compared to them, and that's the crazy thing about that. Maybe they have some type of Rasputin super, technology. I mean, because there's a reason why they're able to have the nanite technology, because we thought Siva was the only thing that we had with nanite technology, and that was primitive compared to what they have right now. So it's interesting,
Well, there's even in other areas of Destiny, it's really interesting how they treat the size of AIs. Mm-hmm. So right now, in those two little Siva bits, so I guess it's not all gone, because that's what Rasputin's in right now currently.
Yeah.
That's with Anna Bray. Those two little bits, like, it's like a fork of him. It's a tiny forked partition. It's not even all of him, but it's like, it's what she was able to. It's enough to where he's like, he's not completely gone. And so I'm wondering. Well, there's a few things to wonder, because if these guys are all like techno-organic bodies, does that mean Rasputin's going to get a body?
That's possible. That's very possible. And who's to say we don't take Rasputin to Neomuna, like you were saying?
I think he's already. Well, if you look at the lore from the pre-order items, the lore tabs, he's not there, but he's out there. He's already like at that end of the solar system.
That's the crazy part. You're right. And you know something? Let's go in deeper with this. Who's to say that he has a bunker in Neomuna? Because remember, in his file logs that he had a place called the Nephilim Stronghold. Now, that's just a code name word for whatever he was protecting, and he decided to erase it. He must have already knew about, them already. But they erased it, I guess, because of the off chance that something might happen in the future. He had to erase his database. So that way, because, Rasputin's program was to protect humanity. So with them escaping, he was like, okay, I got to erase all files so that nobody can get their hands on them, so they can be protected for a while.
One thing that I'm wondering about it, though, especially, was, so Rasputin gets cut off from all of his assets and all, like, the war satellites and all that in the collapse. Mm-hmm. Then fast forward to the events of Destiny 1, and you have us, the Guardian, reactivating and reestablishing comlinks to, at very least, the planets that we can go to at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe some others.
Why
didn't the one on Neptune?
Right. That's true. Or did it? That's the thing. Or did it? You know, because he has, like you said, he has satellites all over, right? There has to be a reason why, he's there. He's got to be there, but because of what the darkness did, and shut him down like that, he might have lost a little bit of contact with that. So now, once we kind of revive him, he probably going to have a lot more access to his stuff again at some point, where he's going to be able to reconnect back to,
Yeah, it's going to be like an instant download. It's just a bursting of information.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm thinking. I'm definitely on that way where he's probably going to, reconnect with all this stuff, and we finally see him again, through it. I really think that's probably because he's going to play a big role in some way, somehow, And we also got to think about too, now that Callus has left the Leviathan and now he's in a space Dorito, what's going to happen to the Leviathan?
The space Dorito.
So, what I think, the Leviathan is where, because he exists differently now. The way that they had to get him onto the pyramid ship was he had to send like scouts that carried some of his like fungus among them, and he had to get it on there before he could do anything. So it was like transporting a piece of him, but not the whole. So unless once he got there and he found his conduit, he's just like, ooh, like I'm over here now.
Mm-hmm.
He's still in both.
That kind of makes sense. That definitely makes sense.
But like, if he's getting rebuilt, does he still exist that way? Does he still exist as like an all powerful like mushroom ooze lord?
Yeah, and that's the funny thing about that. I think what's going to happen, he's going to get reshaped. I think the Witness does that using some type of deep sight to reshape and reform them into the darkness. So he's going to go back to the way he used to look. It looks like where before he was kind of sick and everything like that. So it looks like he's got him, and I'm sure he's going to have darkness powers now. He's going to be super.
Cal's about to be on some kind of god mode.
On his Beerus, the type.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's gonna be the bootleg Thanos.
Facts. I got the Infinity Gauntlets.
He doesn't have to have the gauntlet. I just want him to get the helicopter from the memes, just like run to the helicopter and like fly away. You're all powerful space god. Why do you need that? Like, what should I do?
Why you need that right there?
It has his name on the side, Callus.
Opulent. That'd be awesome, man. Like Callus is he's about to wreck us. I mean, because just think about what his Legion now can do. They can suppress our light, and now they got the Tormentors added on. It's about to be a very hard fight.
Yo, those things look wild.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, they look.
Yeah,
they look like someone took the mind of someone that works over at Harry Potter Studios and kind of gave it like these like crazy ass arms. It's like, man, now if that Dementor was in a Harry Potter movie, I'd be scared.
Yeah, man, he looks very, very aggressive. He looks like he's gonna just dominate the field. When you encounter him, it's like, oh, here we go. And just imagine playing it on legendary mode, man. Oh my god, bro.
I got You know what they remind me of, and I can't believe I didn't see it before?
What?
Pyramid Heads.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, we just watched
Uh-huh.
Silent Hill.
Yeah.
Pyramid Heads.
It does look like that.
Creep towards you. They're like, and then they're moving like way faster than they should be able to, or at least like as previously indicated. Like,
Mm-hmm. How did you get right there? No.
yeah.
way.
Did you use after image me? What is that? You can't.
It's like, wait, what?
You were like 12 feet tall. Slow down.
Yeah, and those things look super big, and they look with that, especially with that scythe, man. They're gonna be coming at you like, "Arr, here I am."
Mm-hmm. Rockets like a hurricane. I hope that's not too much to get us in trouble.
Yeah,
Too many words from the copyright song.
yeah, and that's the thing, man. I can't wait for it. It's so much to theorize about, and it's crazy.
I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun from what I've seen. Like, and then like everyone gets to whip around. Like, it's not quite. I don't know if it's Spider-Man, but like how Batman whips around.
Right.
It reminds me more of that.
Yeah.
Like you're grappling hooking.
Yeah, that's what that kind of reminds me of too. You're doing some kind of Batman grappling hook, Ninja Turtle type deal. That's what it definitely looks like. It's gonna be fun though. It definitely looks like it's gonna be fun.
I'm excited for it.
Because think about it, we could traverse through a lot using that, especially on the light blade. Grandmaster. Okay, let me get past the swamp.
Well,
Go ahead.
what I'm interested in is how it's going to change movement,
Right,
in PvP and PvE,
and that's
because just anyways, just like like yeah,
How did
the
he
same
get
way,
up there?
yeah. Dude, yeah, the same way that like any item or ability that fundamentally like adds or changes movement, I think has affected the game and gameplay.
Right.
But this is still just like,
And that's the thing where it's like, okay, how are they going to implement it in PvP? What are they going to do? Are they going to make a timer for it? Are they going to kind of, because I'm almost sure they're going to let us run wild with it for maybe 2 weeks or so, or 3 weeks. Then they can say, okay, we're going to tone something down for PvP, because I mean, from what we saw, Strand looks kind of wild, especially, seeing that Grand Slam with the Hunters, and you could just web people, string people up, it's like, how is that going to play in PvP? If we thought stasis was something, that's going to be kind of crazy.
now that Aramis is back, I keep waiting for the conversation between her and like a stasis using Guardian that's like straight out of Iron Man. Like, so how'd you solve the icing problem? And then the Guardian just like covers an ice.
Yeah.
Like, icing problem done.
Aramis, get back here, Strand.
Mm-hmm. Get over here. Ooh. That could be dangerous.
Oh yeah, man. I love the supers, man. So far when I see, especially with the little chain thing with the Hunters, I like that. It looks like the Warlock's gonna be doing a lot of the telekinetic type of deal, which is pretty cool. And Hunters are gonna be more behemoth type slash and dash type fighters, seems like, which is pretty cool.
Yeah,
I just want to see how it's implemented.
Rope dart? Yeah, the rope dart looks
awesome.
As a consummate hunter, I cannot wait. But I'm really interested to see how that translates to in game, because I feel like we already have a class. Like it feels like the way it's like spinning around is like that's going to be like an area of effect, and
right.
So how is that going to be different than Arc?
Yeah, exactly, and that is the.
You know what I mean? Like,
it's weird.
How is that? Is it going to be like an omnidirectional thing? But then, like, is it just better than Arc? Like, why would you use Arc if it is the same thing?
Right.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how it plays out.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting one. Do it yank people forward? Did it kill it instantly? How? Because we never seen we didn't get a chance to see them use it on enemies, so we don't really know how it interacts yet. I'm almost sure. Hopefully, we should be getting something soon, at least. A little something extra, maybe. Probably at the Game Awards could be.
I think as we move into next season, we'll probably get more stuff too.
Yeah, because they were saying the further we get in, they would introduce a little bit more trailers and stuff like that. So I was thinking, okay, maybe they're going to start introducing, showing more stuff when it comes to the toolkit, because we really haven't seen anything of the toolkit like that since the first time they introduced it. So probably this season they're going to showcase a little bit of more things going further, into probably like end of December, January type thing. Because, once we get to January, that's when they're going to start. Okay, we're going to hear some more Lightfall stuff. This is...
Did I hear right that Destiny is going to be going to kind of like esports kind of stuff for the Crucible, the competitiveness for PvP?
From...
I thought
it's news to me.
Oh, let me look it up. Hold on. I thought I heard somewhere.
I feel like what they'd either have to do is come up with a game mode that is... They might be better off building a Destiny-themed, like, separate game experience. Built on Destiny's engine, maybe, like, stripped down just the PvP.
So it is an article where Bungie is trying to go there. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, because if you think about it, you remember the TWAP that they did about all PvP.
Mm-hmm.
Just the amount of changes that they made and the different things that they're doing. It looks like they're trying to gear towards that. Okay, we're going to try to go in that esports arena type thing just for that. Jose the Baker. Oh, my man, the Baker. What's going on, man? Thank you for joining, man. I'm glad you could make it, man. Appreciate you as always. But yeah, it looks like they're trying to go in that fashion. Where, okay, we want to start taking it more with the esports, because especially if you look at the way that they did the TWAB, and they were saying a lot of things about, hey, we're introducing the ranking system, the competitive division, all of that stuff. That all plays a part into that thing, because if you look at stuff like Apex, if you look at stuff like Call of Duty or Rainbow Six Siege, they all have that set ranking system and tier you based off of your class and your experience. And that goes into when they start picking people for these esport arenas. So there, it looks like they're heading to it, man, for sure, from what it looks like going forward.
Well, do you think it'll be, if it's an arena style thing, I mean, I guess I just need to come out and say it. Do you think we'll get to play as like famous Guardians? Do you think we'll get to play as like your Cade Sixes, your Ikora Rays, your Zavalas, your Lord Shaxes, Lord Saladin, or like enemies or like whatever with like pre-built loadouts, and if you control it that way, you don't have to worry about like unbalances based on loot? Because I feel like that's the biggest thing holding Destiny back. When Destiny 2 first came out, and the weapons were all static, that was probably the best chance it had until now,
right,
to ever be like a competitive game. But if you're going with like an arena style, where I'm guessing you have to have preloaded characters, or at least like preloaded like builds.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense to me.
I was thinking they could do things like they're probably going to have static builds. Maybe something like on the lines of, okay, this is what we're going to run. This is the set amount of weapons that you can run. You just have to pick in between those weapons, type deal. Or, I mean, they could run wild, but I don't know how they would do it. Because, Destiny's kind of different from that. Let's see what Gucci says. So Gucci says the lately 12 seems to be the nail in the coffin, to be honest. He said, seems like game is falling apart. Player base is leaving. Barely anyone understands what you people at Bungie are doing anymore. And at this point, people will stop caring. Even some streamers are turning away in order that you have to what?
Oh, so you just meant the people at Bungie, not you people at Bungie. Okay.
So you want to? What you think of it?
I think the nature of Destiny being a continuing sort of game as a service.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're always going to have lulls. I think you're always going to have periods where the player base shrinks, and it's always going to come at around this time, which is at the end of like content right before new content.
Right.
And that's an unfortunate reality of the model. Good or bad. So I think if we want to address that, if Bungie were to address that, they have to address the entire way that the game is built, the entire way that they release content and that the player consumes it, which could be a very positive conversation, but that's where I feel like that conversation would lead to.
Do you think that especially a lot we've been seeing a lot in the community, about where the game is heading. Right now, people are frustrated. Now, from my experience, you've been a long time. You've been playing this game a long time. We seen way back in Warmind. You remember what that super long drive we had? It was really tough.
That's why we went to the seasonal model.
Yeah. Like, okay, we're gonna go through the seasonal model and change it. And I feel like now, because we understand they want to focus on Lightfall, they want to get things out, they want to give us little things, and I'm not sure if they're going to do a thing where, you remember how they did Season of the Lost? We had the season, and then they had the part 2 of the season, and they released the 30th year pack to get us over the hump at least a little bit. I'm not sure if they're going to do that this season. They could. I'm not sure, but we do understand, like we was just talking about earlier, about how the season is redundant. It's the same thing. It needs some changes, a facelift, and everything like that. I definitely agree, and I think with the season, especially this season for sure, we went a long time. We've gone a long time, and we've been in this drought, and I can understand people being frustrated about it, but there's a lot of things they're going to have to address. Of course, I'm sure they're sitting down. And they see the numbers for sure. They see the numbers, see the drop off. They see content creators getting frustrated. Now, I do have to say, the content creators like ours, like they've even stated years ago, the best thing you can do is just wait, play something different, relax, play something different until then. Dive into that catalog and everything like that. And take it easy. If you've done everything in Destiny there is to do, take a step back, get a chance to play all these new games that's coming out, and bounce back when that new season drop. And like I said, we've seen this happen before. There's going to be a lot of people that come back to the game when Lightfall. Watch, when Lightfall drop, I would even say people going to start returning when this new season drop on Tuesday. You're going to see it just busting with a lot of people. And then you're also going to, once Lightfall drop, watch how everybody and their mama coming back. It's just the way it is. They always do it to us. I'm leaving the game. You'll be back. I'll see you in Lightfall, buddy. Don't worry. But not to say that there isn't problems. There's still problems. Of course, it's a live service game. Things tend to happen. They're still trying to figure out, how can we make this model better? They've added a little tweaks, here and there to the seasonal model, just like the previous season before this one. Of course, they returned the Leviathan back a little bit. They gave us a little aesthetic. Although, some people are like, here we go with the reskins type thing. They did it in a little, nice way, but it got us over the hump a little bit. It wasn't too bad. This one was a little bit longer. I think it was a longer wait, and it took us a long time to finally get here, and it was more catastrophic because I think we ran out of content really fast, and even we ran out. I think we ran out of content faster than the last season. But the last season was 3 months. This took a while, and they weren't prepared.
We were done. We thought it was going to be 8 weeks, but it was like really like 6 or 7.
Yep.
We were like done with the story, and we we're like, okay, like that's kind of it's went a little faster than I thought. There was enough spaces for like this amount of things, and it went faster. And then yeah, and like the event stuff, like fixing the elixir quarter. I don't know if you guys are like me. I just walked up, went in my menus once, and was like, and I'm done.
Facts. That's exactly what I did. That was a bust too, and I think that right there is a problem because it's like, okay, we can't afford to have events like that, and you already got somebody who found an exploit in the game and boom, 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 boom. It's for the last 3 weeks. It didn't even get a chance to even do that. And that's one of those things like, okay, this was rushed.
But like you being able to trade in materials that aren't going to exist next season.
Yes.
They did that.
Right.
Like,
okay, let's
that's
get
not
rid
an
of
exploit. Like I have 1,000 of these. Like here, and you're done. All right.
And it's crazy because it's like, okay, now we're seeing the frustration, and everybody was kind of cracking jokes, because of that. And it's like, oh man, here we go again.
DJ walking.
They would have done better because you remember back in season of the Splicer, what did we get? The final straw. Even the last season, we got a pretty cool, little conclusion to the whole story. We had that final mission. We had to go fight with Kaido, fight Callus, type thing. It was pretty cool. Nice little ending. This was just okay. Here's a community event. We're gonna clean up the quarter, and then we're gonna give you a cutscene, and that's it. We didn't even get a golf ball or nothing. It's like, wait a minute. Yeah, I felt like that was very lackluster when it came to that. There's so many ways and different ways they could have done it. Like, I'm on the bandwagon where I think, especially when season of Spicer, I think that was a missed opportunity. Same thing
with Korea.
Yeah, that was a big missed opportunity because I was like, okay, they could have actually made that a dungeon instead of making that some kind of mission like we're doing the expunge. I think that was a big waste. It could have been bigger than
it wasn't that hard.
Korea's been around a long time. We've heard about it since Destiny 1, and it's like to do that was a disservice that I felt. I was very upset at that. That was a big disservice to the character and the lore that we built up around Korea, and for them to throw it on in a sponge mission, that I was like, that's lackluster. I was like, why?
There were two reactions. I feel like there wasn't much of a middle ground, but it was either like, who the fuck is Korea? or you're like, what the fuck do they do to Korea? What is this?
And that's the thing.
There's no middle ground.
That's the thing. I was really upset with that. I was like, Korea, oh my goodness, why did they do you like that? They could have even made a new strike if they wanted to and put that in there. There's so many different ways they could have really done that. Okay, we're gonna do a Vex. We've never had a Vex a dungeon, a Vex dungeon. They could have done that. Okay, here's a new dungeon that just opened up. Oh man, what? Something to see.
But you gotta think about this though. We were inside Korea's simulation, and we had an easy time killing Korea.
Right.
If Korea comes back at some point, don't color me surprised. I'm just saying, like, that is perfect way, because be like, oh really, it was a letdown. Like,
Yep. It's like, oh, she's back. Okay. You know.
Oh, so that time we went into her simulation, and when Savathun was in the middle of tricking us and like feeding us whisper lies, like the whole time as Osiris, we went in there and thought we killed her. Oh,
So,
weird,
okay.
weird.
That's new.
Because it's such a weird thing for Savathun to sacrifice, right?
Right.
Like, there's no reason to give it up. Unless you're like really just see, I can't be Savathun. I helped you kill Korra.
It's like, it wasn't me, but you're right about that, man. That's a possibility that Korea could return, but I just didn't like. They had so much potential with that to really say okay, because if you think about it, Season of Spice, it was ramping up. The story was getting better and better, and Korea was the climax. Oh, we got Korea. Whoa, that's crazy. And I feel like that was kind of a missed opportunity. Just like Nezarek, the thing with Nezarek, he turned into a tea that you could buy at the store instead of, this mysterious lore that we really like, oh, this is going to be great. We got all of the artifacts. Maybe he might get resurrected. Something's going to happen. It's going to be crazy. And then we got what we got. I was like, come on.
Did you see the thing from the Destiny lore Reddit? I think it was the Destiny lore Reddit too. Maybe it was Destiny 2. But the guy's like, oh, you got it wrong. Clearly says they distilled a drink. Saint had to have made him like whiskey or something. I'm like, ooh. So it can't be tea because you don't distill tea.
You can't distill
right out.
Tea.
I mean, you could try. I don't know if any tea-faring people would recommend it, but you could try. But I gotta distilling coffee is a thing.
That's true. Yep.
Distilled coffee is a thing, and if you Google it, be like distilled coffee, you're gonna see like these like wacky, like almost chemistry-looking contraptions like making the coffee. It's worth it.
Yeah.
It's worth it to try at least once. I don't know if you need to buy like yourself a whole kit, but go borrow another kit. Go to the coffee.
Here's another kit. There you go.
Yeah, exactly. I just need to use it once.
Yeah, and it's interesting though because it's like oh man, we've come to this point. We finally got the glaive and everything like that. It was like, okay. She asked him, "Where are you?" And I guess he's being drinking by he's tea now. Okay, but I mean, if they want to come out on top with this, they're like, okay, they drunk the tea, but he's gonna start slowly taking over Osiris. They could do that, even though it could be it's redundant. Because like, wait, didn't he just got to he literally was entrapped by Savathun. Why are we gonna do this again? But I don't know how they're gonna do this with Desiree because is he gonna be in his conscience? We don't know. That could be a thing where he's guiding them and showing them different things. Could he take over? Who knows? Because apparently the Lord said he will rise again, but he hasn't rose again yet.
Well, the weirdest thing about Nezarek, though, is Nezarek being completely rejected at this point by the witness.
Yeah.
So why? Why was Nezarek rejected? What did Nezarek do? What was Nezarek's sin?
Exactly. What
these
caused him to do that?
Yeah, exactly. And what were the ramifications? What were the different circumstances that bring to it? Because like, did he leave, or is he like the first disciple to try to use the light and be successful?
That's possible too. Because it's like he decided to leave, and he parks his pyramid ship on the moon, underneath the moon, leaves, and just die or something. He went to sleep,
Well, I miss I was sad that they confirmed that he just like wedged it in the moon. Get in there. Like the moon already existed. Just gonna like, there you go. Like,
okay, nice spot right here.
That's safe. Just get it in there. It's like, it'll fit. I was really sad because I liked the idea that and what the moon were it was formed around a war moon.
Mm-hmm.
Because the idea with that was in real life, Luna, the body that is our moon, is the extra mass from this planet that I'm forgetting the name of this planet. Forgive me, guys. It's like Greek. It's a Greek name though. I think anyway. But it collided with primordial Earth. And so like what's left of that planet that collided and like the bits of Earth that crashed out is what formed the moon.
Mm.
And so with the Hive existing like in well into the billions of years of prehistory and all that other stuff, I always thought like, well, like they went off for, you know, all these things in these primordial moons. What if that smashes into that primordial Earth, and then because that would have explained why Crota's throne world was there.
Right.
Like, why of all places? Why the moon? Why is it just gonna? Well, now it's explained it though further with the pyramid ship and what have you being down there. Like,
it's like Crota. Okay.
Yeah. The history of the moon series was a big part of the show. That was a fun one.
Yes.
There's so much going on.
Interesting. There. You know, for sure. It's crazy, man. I just hope that going forward, you know, especially with a lot of these legends, because if you think about it in Destiny, we've got there's a lot of side stories that we have not gotten to, and not gotten any conclusion of. And I don't know, maybe they might do that in the next saga. They could, you know, just like Shinobu and the Six Coyotes. We haven't seen them come. We haven't seen them yet. We've heard about them, but we've never seen them.
I don't know. I think as with most things, with most groups that start off as like relics that seem to be having like a story, like Holborn's Host, the Pilgrim Guard,
right?
All these guys. I don't think that story ends in high fives.
Like, yeah, guys, let's do it.
Yeah, I don't think they're all like sitting at the last city like, yeah. Like I don't think
so either. Well, like, what are the Dredgens doing? How are they reacting to the witness and all this stuff? Like, what are they? What part are they going to play into this? Same thing.
I know the answer to this one.
What's that?
The Dredgens don't exist anymore.
They're gone.
They were disbanded when in the season of the Drifter, I think it was. But
where everybody was passing those titles out.
When he passed, well, yeah, when Shin Malphur writes to the Guardian, and you go through all those like story quests, and like you think you hear him murder Caleb, but then you find out like Caleb was in on it, and that wasn't really his ghost; that it was just like an empty shell that he got from Spider.
Yeah,
it's true, and it's like predominantly everything that the Dredgens have done has been like an act or a stage to like make you think, like believe in the boogeyman of the man with the golden gun. So yeah, they're all once you get to the bottom of the story, you just realize all the Dredgens are just a bunch of theater kids going out and making a big difference in the world.
Just to make it look like it's some type of spooky boogeyman type guys.
They're all acting. Yeah, so it's like Caleb is dead, but his ghost is not dead, and he could be rezzed at any time. But he was like, no, it's cool, you don't have to. Like I can just be dead for this to stick. So the Dredgens are disbanded. The Guardian, officially in the story, is the new boogeyman.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's passing it on to us. So we're scarier in Shin's mind than the man with the golden gun is.
Because look at what we've done, you know.
Yeah. So the way they actually have it right now, after that season, and I think that, you know, as poorly as we were saying they did Corey, I think they actually did Shin almost perfectly. Because if you don't read into everything, you still buy the lie. And you don't realize that like the things you saw were fake. and that he's passing on like the mantle of this like boogeyman, spooky, to you. So yeah, it was a fantastic one, but at this point we could never see Shin again, and that would fit because he retired.
Yeah, he gave us the thing, the gun, and it was like, okay, it's up to you now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so Shin, he's kind of out of the picture now when it comes to that. You know, the big boogeyman is the one that he killed, which was Dredgen Yor. You know, he was pretty much the big boogeyman, and once that kind of faded, he was like, okay, let me make this super opera fantasy. We're gonna act like we're still out here. You know,
well,
it's funny.
But that's the mindfuck of the whole thing. Dredgen Yor did what he did to Shin because he knew he needed Shin to make an example of him, so that people wouldn't do the stuff he did and become Dredgens.
Yeah, basically.
It's messed up. It is
messed up. It's like,
up.
You did all of that just to make an example?
Yeah. Why didn't you just ask? I know all these theater bros. We could just.
They made a whole.
Had you. This would have been fine. We wrote a script. We would have practiced. Like, we were dedicated.
And that's the funny thing about that. It's crazy. You know. I mean, because there's so many other stories that they can tell. You know, with all of this stuff and the weapons of sorrow and all of that stuff that they've concocted over the years. And, you know, just the funny story, you know, it was just an act. And there's just so much, there's so many things that they can do. Like I said, we still haven't got the conclusion of the 9. What part are they going to play in Final Shape or, you know, going forward? They're just chilling right now.
Hopefully something.
Yeah, me too.
Hopefully something.
Because they've been dormant.
Well, technically, they're the ones behind the Dares of Eternity.
Yeah. Yep.
So
it's like, you mean to tell me you can pull different versions of these villains at any time and anywhere?
Well, technically they're all different versions of the Guardian.
Mm-hmm.
So it's canon. You are the Guardian in your game.
Yep.
And you are a branch universe that in Dares of Eternity, you were playing with other the Guardians.
Yeah. That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
That's crazy how you're playing with 6 the Guardians. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The Guardians.
So does that mean there's an area where K6 is still alive?
Well, I mean, even within Destiny, I think string theory, sure. Maybe someone else died instead, or maybe they didn't die.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe everyone died.
Yeah.
Except Cade. I don't know. It's definitely possible.
Yeah, that's true.
But, you know, like, bad news, can't go to the Deepstone Crypt. You could spin up a Cade, but it wouldn't be our Cade.
Okay, yeah, exactly.
It wouldn't be Cade 6. He might even be kind of a jerk.
Exactly.
Like,
we could make one, but it's not going to be him.
Is that going to be... I always thought it'd be funny if Clovis or someone has, like a dick move, just, like, spun up a Cade to come mess with us.
That would be crazy.
Spin him up and just send him after us. Like, he's not Paracausal, but just he's still Cade.
Right.
Send him after us with whatever you got.
I do got a question though. I don't know if you think about this. We know when you know, the ghosts get destroyed, right? We've seen it happen. You know, we've never seen a Sagira get destroyed, but she got destroyed off camera. But we got her shell, right? So the thing is, can ghosts be revived at some point? It can, because they are technological, you know, advanced in a way, you know.
So
that's what I wonder.
There might be some possibility for that. Ghosts can be reset. Sagira, speaking of which, Sagira, there's a lore entry where they meet a random warlord in I think it's maybe the EDZ, but in before the last City Age, and they kill him, and Osiris snatches the ghost. It's about to kill it, and Sagira's like, "Hold on!" Comes over, like flashes some light in the ghost's eye, and sends it back to the Traveler to get reset. I'm returning it to the Traveler. Hopefully, it'll do better next time. Like whatever. So, that's something that's interesting, and that's something that has to take place like at the Traveler, like reabsorbed, can't do it remotely.
So or couldn't he go to the infinite? Well, we can't go to the infinite forest technically, but you remember in Curse of Osiris, right? When Sagira got shut offline, you remember there was a book that he had that he put Sagira in that revived Sagira.
It shot Sagira into our ghost shell.
Right? And then what happened was we took her shell and we put it in the book, which put her back in.
Oh.
You remember that?
Yeah. What makes me worry there is the entry where we read about Sagira like releasing all this light to try and save Osiris from getting captured, and it doesn't work, so it's kind of sad. Which like here's I'm still hoping that's like a tall tale, because that was it's an online only lore entry, and you don't, maybe Savathun wrote it. Oh no, it's probably legit, but you can still hold out hope a little bit if you really really want to. So she releases all of her energy, and I think she does that by like rupturing whatever part gets absorbed and powers her, and like is her like Transformers fan with what's her little spark, what's her little soul. That is where the energy comes from. So that's why it's such a big sacrifice and such a big like spectacle of light when she does it. So I think that would be the biggest difference, because before she was just like really damaged or interrupted somehow, like started like held back from being in her shell. And we kind of like, she shares space with ours, her energy gets sent in there, and then we get it back in there, but like it still exists. It's still like a thing. I feel like in this case, it's just like it's nowhere and everywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know even if we go back to the book, even though Mercury I think is supposed to be like SOL right now. I think that one's too far gone, which is sad because I'm gonna miss the voice actor.
I know. I am gonna miss the voice actor for sure.
We keep losing Firefly alums.
It's like
we keep losing our Firefly alumni.
Right, and I love the character. And I just love the dynamic between them two, and it was cool. And like I said, I feel like now Osiris is just nerfed. He used to be one of the coolest, warlocks. He can send himself as a consciousness across. He was just the most unique guardian, and now that his ghost is gone, it's like, well, the uniqueness is gone. He's done.
I'm interested to see what he still has, because a lot of times when your ghost dies, it kind of really impacts your ability to do guardian stuff, like wield the light. Depending on the entry, it goes from so far as like they can't, like they'll just eventually lose it and they run out, or they have to be in like pretty close proximity to kind of still do it.
Yeah.
To all the way to like, I just can't even do it anymore. Can't do it. His ghost is dead. He can't stand up to me. I'm thinking of the
because
the one where you
really
go into
explained.
the Plunder Horde.
Yeah, when you lose your light, I guess you lose your powers. I guess that's the way it is. Or you still have your powers, you just can't. You revive.
So I'm trying to think of the name of the what's the one where we go and go after like One-Eyed Willie's treasure? Basically, it's not that exactly. The the dungeon.
Oh, you talking about Grasp?
Yeah, Grasp of Avarice.
Mm-hmm.
The lore entries from that, he kills his guard, like this guy. He's on his fire team. He kills his ghost so he can use him as a pack mule to stop him from leaving.
Yeah.
That guy, he can't do anything anymore. He's like he basically has to do what he's told. He can't do any like light tricks or anything. He's done.
Yeah.
But
You start getting weak.
The flip side of that spectrum, though, also in the lore, in the dark future, Zavala doesn't have his ghost. Ghost is dead.
Yeah.
That Zavala goes and stands on the Traveler for like a couple hours and just absorbs the light raw that way, and then turns himself into the biggest Titan missile ever.
Yep.
So
it's like, are you still connected? You know?
Yeah, like I think you're still paracausal, but you can't be resurrected anymore. Need the ghost strictly for that. And how you do it is probably, it seems like proximity is important. So like, Grasp of Avarice, you're all the way down in that dungeon, however far.
Yeah.
Okay. Like you're just done. But all right, I don't have my ghost anymore, but I'm literally standing on the Traveler like supercharged.
Like Super Saiyan, like
yeah. Like gather power for 3 episodes.
Yeah, for sure. He just collides with the whole Scarlet Keep.
Mm-hmm.
And those instances too. It's just like because with the prophecy, right, that Roke had in his pyramid of city besieged, which I don't think that's they're not talking about the last city. They're talking about Neomuna. And the Traveler infected, which I think that's probably going to happen probably after Lightfall or something like that. Something's going to happen. I feel like we're distracted in Neomuna while the Witness is over there trying to go to the last city in the Traveler and do something. I really feel like it's just Callus's distraction. But with that, and could we possibly lose the light? Or could we, like we did with the darkness, we found it within ourselves and was able to manifest it?
My favorite part about that whole thing, and I kept waiting for Savathun to like turn to the camera or something and just like kind of wink like, I knew you had it inside you all along.
I knew you had it.
Yeah. Maybe the real darkness were the friends you made along the way.
That'll be hilarious if that was the case.
The power was inside of me. I didn't even
It's
need
always been there.
Fuck. Why didn't you tell me?
Yeah. But I think, the way things are looking, I mean, just looking at the title screen of the final shape, right? It looks grim, right? It looks very grim. It's like, okay, who's to say that? Because I remember Ulan Tan said, "Who will be if we, in order to save that city and the world and the universe, what if there's a time where we have to end up giving up the light in order to save the universe? Is that a possibility? Who's willing to do that?" And they call them blasphemous behind that.
They are not happy.
They were not happy about that. And what's funny though too? I'm glad that the speaker is gone because the speaker would be still on that. Oh, the Travelers, this and that type stuff. Seeing, okay, the Hive got the light. That doesn't make the Traveler good or bad. It's just a tool. If you check all the boxes, you get the light. Congratulations.
That'd be an interesting one too.
Yeah.
Ooh. What if? What if the speaker gets resurrected as a guardian?
That's a possibility.
What if he already has?
I always thought that he was a guardian. I always thought he was.
It's because he has the ghost right next to him in D1.
Yeah, because you remember he had that ghost next to him.
Oh, he had a bunch. He had him coming and going too. Like you would see him like deliver stuff to him and then like fly off.
Yeah, I always thought he did. He was a guardian.
No, he's just all the ghosts that I guess are in the Ghost Network that don't have guardians,
They all
but are
just
still
work.
like helping the city. They would report directly to him. Which
Ah,
who do they report to now?
nobody. Zavala ain't doing that. He's
He might be
chilling.
doing that.
You know,
Yeah.
and
The whole.
the speaker kind of kept everybody in line in a way.
Mhm.
Like, okay, you can't do this. You can't tread this way. If you do blasphemous things, you're gonna get kicked out of the tower.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Beth.
With him out of the way, now everybody's like, oh, okay. It's like screw it,
Yeah, the speaker. Well, it's I know Bungie, or at least like the writers for that scene, like confirmed that even though it kind of happens with the mask falling off, like no, he's dead. He's dead. Like he's dead. There's no, because when I saw it, I was like, that is just a mask hitting the ground.
Right.
I don't know, like I've dropped stuff all the time, but it hasn't killed me.
I was like, how did he die? Like he was just talking.
Yeah, I think we could have done with a little more imagery or
Right.
like maybe audio to just kind of be like
He just released
show,
him and
show
he
us
died.
something like yeah
I was
something
like, what?
something yeah that just feels like it felt like it could have gone either way, and so then they had to explain it, and I'm just like, okay, but you could have just said.
You could at least
Showed
explain
us.
it. Give more context to this. It's like he just dropped on the floor. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
fine. Yeah, and that was something else with that. It's like, okay, but it's so much leading up to it, and like I said, we still have She Will Wrath. We don't really know where she's going to play a part in all of this, what she's doing, and we don't know who is the next disciple, that we haven't seen, because we've seen Rogue and Witch Queen. We didn't know he existed until Witch Queen. Who is the disciple we fight in the raid? He's got a lot of disciples that we've never seen, and we don't know what
it doesn't
role
really,
they play.
It never says how many the witness has either.
Nope. We don't know. All
So-
we've seen is a whole bunch of space Doritos. We don't know who controls them and who rides in them.
So many space Doritos.
Mm-hmm. And
I
the thing
feel
about
like-
it, he's been to different universes. He's been different places that we've never been.
Oh yeah, he's won. He's already won. He's already been through this
Yeah.
and won. And so he's just trying to do it here, but he's like, okay, you're being a jerk. I'm upset.
Where did you get that strand power from?
You get out of here. You get out of here. What is this you're trying? You have no more. The board is gone. Piece is done.
Yeah, I'm here now.
Yeah, you need to concede this game. I'm starting to get pissy.
I lost the first time. I won't lose again. And it's funny though, too, because the torment is just one part of his ranks of the witnesses soldiers. We've never seen his soldiers yet. I don't think we're going to see them into final shape. All of his soldiers, because I think that's when you're going to see the new enemies arise fully. He's just one of his ranks, and it's like, okay, where are we going? And then what else? What's all out there, that we haven't seen? Because I'm sure after we defeat the witness, that's just going to kick off the cliffhanger. What happens? Are we going to get another thing like what happened when we woke up the darkness and the witness? Like, okay, he was just a pawn compared to whatever else is out there.
You know what my prediction is?
What's that?
You're hearing it here first, everyone.
Ooh, spin for the time.
When the saga of Light and Dark is over, the Traveler will leave. I think the game is either going to pick about what happens after the Traveler leaves, or we go with the Traveler. We follow it.
Wow, that could be possible.
One of the two. Because the Traveler will leave. I'm certain that's going to happen. We're going to win. Traveler's going to go. Be like, we'll see you.
Like, okay.
Yeah.
And you know what would be crazy? what if the traveler does fuse with like the darkness pyramid? What happens then? You know, what would come out of that?
Mm.
You know,
The Traveler combines with all the darkness assets. I mean,
create a new power?
maybe they leave.
It's
Like
possible.
they like just like, okay, like Vegas out of there, and there's nothing to follow.
Mm-hmm. Now, also, we also got to remember there is supposed, I think, there is supposed to be a third darkness subclass.
Yep.
What if that third darkness subclass is when the traveler and the pyramids combine, it creates a new power that we've never seen before? You know, that could be possible.
Yes, and I think whatever's going to happen, I think we're going to lose the powers as we know them.
Mm-hmm.
Like light fall.
Yeah, I can see that.
And it might be that we have to make like facsimiles of them. Well, like, do we relearn them? Because like 3.0 has been a big deal. I don't know if we want to like get rid of it that soon, even if it is like in a year, like, you know. So, yeah, how do we showcase it? How do we move? How do we keep that going? That I'm interested to see also, because either the powers got to come, the powers got to stay the same or come from somewhere else, or they're the same powers coming from the same place, and you got to explain why. So,
because if this is the end of the Light and Dark saga, that means is that the end of the Light and Darkness powers going forward, where the next saga where we get totally different types of power that's different, you know.
That's what I think.
You know,
I think it only makes sense for him to go away.
Yep. And I'm almost sure we're still going to be called Guardians, but it's going to be different.
Well, Guardian was always the name that came from the city, not the Traveler.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. I think.
Do you think the last city is going to get destroyed at some point?
That, or the story's going to move away from it.
That's true. That's possible.
I don't know if it needs to get like destroyed, but we need to be like, oh, kid, like, you know, off you go, bye. Like, good luck.
While say, okay, there's much to be rebuilt. You guys travel, whatever, and we'll see you later.
All right,
we just move away.
Good luck with that. I'm gonna follow this Traveler guy.
Yeah, see what's going on.
Yeah, me and my ghost, we decided we're gonna go.
I think what they're gonna probably do is do like the Golden Age, because once we defeat the Witness, then we're kind of back in the Golden Age in a way of, okay, now we just got to start building stuff back, repairing stuff, fixing everything. We got allies down. Let's reshape all of Soul, and let's go stretch out beyond and help the Cabal take back their homeworld from Zebo Wrath and all that other stuff.
I think that makes sense.
Yeah, you know. And like I said, there's just a lot of mysteries that we haven't seen out in the solar system that we might leave our solar system and go somewhere else where we haven't seen.
I think that'd be so cool if we left the solar system.
Mm-hmm. We've never seen Fundament. We've never seen, you know, those different races, the Ammonites and all of that stuff that Oryx and them
can go to different places from the lore. And see like the ruin. We can find the ruins of the gift mast. Yeah,
and Neomuna could be our new central hub. You know, we're there.
I mean, it is on the
out. It could be. I'm really leaning on that's going to be a new social space.
I hope so.
I'm really leaning on that.
Well, because the hub is mobile now, so if the hub can go with us, and we can have the hub.
Mm-hmm.
As our sort of like anchor, if you will. It doesn't have to be the last city. So that I absolutely agree.
You know, and I do think Neomuna is going to kind of be like the social space that we can all go down and collect our bounties, because it's a new city. So it's, you know, they're advanced. They got all these things. So it's like, I wouldn't be surprised if that is the case, where we have a social city We talked to the vendors. They got their own Vanguard type deal. You know,
What if you get there and it's like the Reef used to be like, no, you can stay in the waiting area. You don't get to come in. You stay there. You stay at the. I'm sorry. You don't
there.
get to come. Sir. This is a port. You need to get.
You don't get to come too far. You're right there. I'm sorry.
I have to ask you to leave.
That's
I
a
will not validate
possibility.
your parking.
That would be hilarious, though, if that actually happens.
Yeah, I mean, I worry about that because I think, if we get more of a new city before we really get a whole lot of the last city, people are going to say something. People are going to say something about that.
You think so?
In the immediate, yes, but there's a way to do it right too, like right by those same people, and that's when you do come back. The next thing you get is the last city finally, and it's like way bigger or way more or grander, and it like builds off the experience that you had the first time. But
yeah.
there's always gonna be that middle part where someone's gonna talk some smack and just be like, yeah, so we've been in the last city for like 7 years and we've never even been to it. And there's new cities. There's 2 seconds. We're in the streets. We got everything.
Like the last city? There is no last
at
city.
the new city at Neomuna. Because if we're able to like walk around that and we haven't been able to walk around the last city this whole time, I feel like someone's gonna have a problem with that.
Yeah, I can see that.
And I don't mean that to discourage or say like that they shouldn't do it, but at the same time, I'm just kind of like, okay,
Right,
but like
really?
that's gonna happen. But then you got to come back like real strong with the last city. I think after that,
They're gonna have to, yeah. If we can sit there and walk through the city and stuff, and hear the people talk about, oh, we thought we was the only ones in there. We saw you guys come in, stuff like that. That.
Oh yeah, like have they been
upsetting.
isolationists the whole time? Have they been watching what we've been doing the whole time? Did they just let Oryx like go past and just like I don't think he sees us? I don't just like keep the lights off. Keep the lights off. Don't worry about it. No, just shh.
Turn the lights out. Yeah.
He's not interested in us. Just let him go.
And I wonder how the witness know that they exist. That's gonna be interesting how they managed to get there. Unless we managed to take off their cloak by. I'm sorry, we hit something.
I think it makes sense though, because if you think about it, he would have to know about them, because if Strand is a darkness power and we get Strand from this city, ipso facto, they've been working with the darkness or like in some capacity. They've either been like building stuff with it, whether they knew they were worshiping it or not. They've been experimenting with it, like building off of like the old Luna stuff that Clovis Bray did back in the Golden Age, or they just don't care and they found it like recently. They're like, this stuff is great. I don't know. You're saying it's bad. Look at this city. This city is amazing. All darkness. That was us. So I think
it is interesting because it's like not even the witness knows about that power. Like he don't even know that even exists. Like what? Something like that exists? What? How did you get that?
I wonder then, is Strand really a darkness power? Or is something going to happen with it to make it that way? That might be what happens too.
But you know something? I don't think people really realize what Callus was talking about in his season of The Haunted. When he kept on talking about, especially in the duality, where he was talking about threads, light and dark are threads on the womb woven in the tapestry of the universe. So he was really talking about Strand in a way. He was mentioning it without mentioning it. Strand is the thread that's woven into the tapestry. You got to pull it from this pocket. It's like a whole mental thing. It's like taking deep sight and pulling these threads, and weaving it into what you want it to be. So it's kind of like that in a way.
I can dig it.
So it's like, Callus, did you actually just talk about Strand without knowing you're talking about Strand?
It's grand concepts. It's an opulent topic. I don't know.
Yeah. It's crazy, and just to see him to call. For me, I'm a miss Callis. You know, once they kill him off, I'm gonna miss him because we've been with him for a while. And
I want to say, remember what I was saying about Skolas, most successful?
yeah,
Callus, second most successful.
Yep.
Second most successful, like, antagonist, like, person taking advantage, not working for that. I don't know, however you want to slice it.
Yep.
He got us to help him in his plan. We didn't even fight him. We didn't even fight. We helped him.
We helped him to do it.
We gave him the keys. He was like, I'm gonna make poor decisions and I'm gonna drive when I should. We were like, here, man, take the keys. Can we go with you? Like, this is gonna be great. Like,
oh, and I'm gonna shower you with gifts and give you a title of a shadow, which is meaningless because it's not my grander plan is the Shadow Legion and serving the witness. But you don't know that because I love you and you entertain me so much.
That's what I'm saying. Like the whole time you're just gonna be there. He's gonna be like, oh well, you know, this is pretty great. I don't see what the problem is. I don't know.
It's funny how we've been bamboozled by him like multiple times. We helped him out and look at what he done.
Yeah, we helped him out all this time. And he's just like, well, thanks, guys. I'll probably have to kill you but like we wouldn't be here without your help.
At least I'll raise a chalice to your lips at the end.
Yeah, I will drink to this. Like, here's to you. Like, thanks. Or like Callus had his moment, like, made possible from viewers like you. Like,
that's literally Callus in a nutshell, and that's the crazy thing about it. You know, he's a very successful villain for sure. We helped him.
Evil PBS drive. An evil PBS drive. Like, this funding was all you guys. We didn't even get any help.
Like, what help did we get? I was like, with gifts, didn't I?
I didn't even have to put out for commercials. This is not one ad. It's all you.
You're a part of my grand scheme.
Like, I literally would not be here
if it wasn't for viewers like you. Yeah, he's the ultimate grand schemer, and who's to say we might lose to him? You know,
I mean, I don't think we're going to lose because I feel like what's going to happen is he's going to fuck it up somehow.
That's what I was thinking.
Either it gets taken away from him, or we're just like, oh yeah, like, we got you to stand on your own trapdoor. Like, what? Like,
you're right.
Just really easy, really. Yeah, it's either going to be dumb or it's going to be he messes it up. But yeah,
catastrophic. Yeah.
Unless he really brings it. And it's like, no, like, now you got the real Raid, like, fighting Callus, like, he comes out with his, like, boxing, like, and he's, like, ready, like, which, like, I would be here for. If he walked out of that clone bath and he was just like,
he got his super, like, crazy type armor and all that stuff on.
Yeah, like, he's just, like, ready to go. He's like, okay, got my real body now. We're doing this. We're doing this, guys.
Yeah.
It's going to go down opulently.
Opulently. And you know he's going to be talking throughout his whole entire raid. Oh, that guy never stops talking.
He's going to be smack talking you the whole time.
You could have been by my side.
Instead, you walk through the sewers. What is this?
And you decided to pick my daughter. How very opulent of you.
Oh man. What do you think? Do you think Zavala is going to legit start dating Kyle?
I don't know. I can't see that though. I think she has such utmost respect for him because of who he is and what he stands on. I think they've grown so much of a friendship. You know, because they both lost things, and they both helped each other through stuff. So it's like they became real good friends. And it was
their little dialogues are cute. Their little dialogues. What is knitting?
Yeah.
Like,
You remember he was like,
I
"How
think
do
it's
you
cute.
feel? Old and tired."
Mhm. Yeah, that's the one thing. I think even if there was a developed like crush or something, like
Hmm.
because he's just different than anyone she's met before. He is like the type of comfort he sought out during his nightmare of his first
Uh-huh.
wife. That was like friend confidant. I didn't feel like that as like a romantic like shoulder that he was crying on, but she was there for him. She was legit like there for him. She like tried to like fight
Yeah.
off his nightmare. Like she was incredibly sweet. So I think if people are reading into the writing correctly, I think the only thing that's going to hold it back is Safala's like a tired old man.
You're right. He's
He's
just
like, I
tired.
don't even think he can think of her like that. At best, like he thinks of like a daughter.
Yeah, because he's
Like
just like, he still loves his wife and
he's the tower
all of
papa.
that. It's yeah. He looks at her like, listen, you're young. You're still trying. To see the world and learn from experience. She likes him. I think she likes Zavala because he's a warrior. He's been through it
Mm-hmm.
all. Just like
I
her
think she
mentor
admires him
Gaul.
for sure.
Like Gaul.
It,
Like she looked up to Gaul and she realized who Gaul was and what he was about.
and to all my friends who shipping ships, I'm just saying that's where I think it is right this second. I'm not saying it couldn't change. I'm not saying you're wrong. Like
Right.
ship those ships, my friends. Ship those shipping ships. you can like that's totally fine and valid, and it's all about how you read it.
Right. It's how you
And
read
I
it.
think I think there's room for all in
Right.
this rising tide of shipping ships.
Yeah, exactly. And I really do think that she really looks up to him and she's willing to protect Zavala just like he's willing to protect her.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you noticed, when Zavala was commanding at the final, you remember that final mission?
Mm-hmm.
He was like, Kaido, Crow, everybody, get ready. We
Some
got to
of
make
his
this
own
final
little
push
Power
for Cali.
Rangers.
Yeah.
His own little Power Ranger squad.
Uh-huh.
Squad.
And she was wondering like where everybody was at. You remember when we got spotted?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like I'm loving the story between all of them because it's like okay, we're all working together, and now we just need to get Mithrax there with them as well. Because even in the lore now we got these mixed fire teams now. We got the Cabal traveling with the Guardians, with the Elixir, everybody together, doing fire team stuff, which is awesome.
I want to meet the rest of Mithrax's old fire team.
I know, right? I would love to meet them.
I want to
But
go.
you know what I would love, Ben? I would really love. Can we please start getting more? We need to start getting Cabal vendors now. Now that we're out of this, there should be a social hub in Kaido's flagship where there's vendors, there's social space, you get missions and stuff. You see Salin in there.
We should be getting something because we gave. I feel like there should be something coming to like the hub or maybe the last city or something because Saladin was like a political act to smooth things over because of Cabal Society.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I always felt like that was supposed to be like part of an exchange.
Right.
So like, where's our guy?
Right. Where is our guy?
Mm-hmm.
And now that Salin is part of he's a Valis now, and he takes command of the army. So it's like okay, now he has his soldiers.
Got up to Valis really quick too. He was there. It was about a week.
I think the next one he's gonna get to is Primus. That's probably gonna happen.
Where is Primus above Valis? Let me see.
Yeah, Primus is above Valis.
I can dig it.
It's what is it? Brachus, Valis, Primus, and then after Primus,
Dominus or Emperor.
Yeah, Dominus. Yeah, and then Emperor.
Yeah. Well, because Dominus is its own thing. That's a Plants Emperor.
Uh huh.
That was just for him.
Because Imuna Wrath was the primus of all legions, so she kind of commanded all of the legions, in all of the different sections in the legion.
Yeah, she was a Evoca General.
Yeah, I think that's probably what's going to happen to Saladin. He's probably going to get that title.
Interesting.
Because you remember in the lore, she was saying, once we survive all this, I wonder what he will become next. If he's moving this fast.
Well, I guess there's also Val. There's Val before Primus.
Okay.
There's only been one Val in game though.
Yeah, exactly. Val to Urk. And the other one, there was another one, right?
I'm not I'm having trouble finding it if there is.
Ain't he from Spire Stars, right? Val Earn or something like that?
Oh, Val is lower, this is saying. Interesting. So if he's at Valis already, I guess Primus would be next.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah, you were right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, Primus is the next one that he's got to get to now. I'm sure he'll get it.
Yeah. I'm sure he'll get it.
Yeah, for sure. Saladin is good.
He doesn't play around. Like he's definitely gonna get it.
Saladin is that guy, man. Saladin has always been my favorite character, and people don't realize how strong Saladin is. He's a warrior. Like he fought in so many things. He's a legend in itself. And for to be the last remaining, one of the last remaining Iron Lords, and now, he's now got new Iron Lords that is rising above. Because you remember when he was like, okay, we're going to have to start making way for newer Iron Lords to start training.
We gave out he's been handing out titles for people who earn it.
Yeah.
So there's the new Iron Lords there, and then we're the Iron Wolf. We're the last of the Iron Wolves.
Yeah.
Which was its own thing.
He's been training the next generation of Iron Lords now, so we got that. And then it's funny how a lot of the Cabal, they start to sign up for theirs. It was like, Iron Banner. All right.
Yeah, they're going to have to do it with paintball or something, or maybe they just don't care. Well, he's dead. He lost. I don't know.
They're like, well, we can't revive, so we're just going to kill each other.
Where's Give Ghost? Iron Banner. Give Ghost, wear Ghost.
Just like they got to do some kind of maybe some softball guns or something, so they won't kill each other.
Airsoft guns, just
really so they won't kill each other.
I love it. We're baseball pads
instead of cleavers and all that.
Yeah, just baseball. That's all I got.
And that's the cool thing. Like he's training his Cabal. His Cabal is gonna be lethal though. He's really training them up.
They're gonna be a hard one to. Yeah, they're gonna be one to watch out for. They'll be on our side.
Oh yeah, and that's the cool thing. His Iron War Beast, as he call them.
Well, I'm super curious. Because, like, cool that you found the facsimile, like, to their, like, animals and stuff, but I want to see the Iron War Beast emblem.
I know, man. I feel like Saladin should have gotten a wardrobe change to kind of wear the blue and white colors.
He might. We haven't seen him since he left.
That's true.
Well, I guess no, we have because he's at
the tower.
But he might be wearing his Iron Banner stuff because he's still doing Iron Banner.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he's got a uniform. That would I'm overdoing it. That would be excuse me. That would be too on the nose. Yeah.
Yeah, cause he need a clothes upgrade. Still keep the metal stuff, but change it up a little bit to be more, Cabal centric colors.
I'd be into it.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool. I was like, hey, look at my guy Saladin.
Mm-hmm.
Flexing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Well dressed.
And that's the thing about it, man. It's gonna be crazy.
Mm-hmm. It'll be fun though.
Yeah, it definitely will be, man. I'm definitely I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be pretty cool going forward. But man, it's just there's been a lot going on, really.
Mm-hmm.
With the story and the narrative, where they're going and where they're taking everything. And I'm all for it, man. If they can continue to pull it off, my thing is, it's a lot to wrap this whole thing up. There's still a lot of different questions that's being answered slowly but surely. Going forward with the narrative. So it's gonna be interesting to see how things pan out.
Yeah, I'm excited. It'll be a lot of fun.
But what we're gonna do is we're gonna save the TWAB for this TWAB right here for next week because there's gonna be a panel show we're gonna be doing recap. So we're gonna go through some of the things and we're gonna talk a little bit about how does everything feel with all the changes. I'm sure a lot of you guys will want to know. We're gonna save that part for next week. So we wanted to give a real laid back show tonight. Really cool vibing show, and to get everybody relaxed and having fun, doing something a little new. Adding little things to it, but also keeping it smooth.
I hope I didn't take us on too many tangents.
No,
it was appropriate. The side roads.
This was a solid show.
Awesome. Awesome. I've had a lot of fun. This was great. Can't wait to come back for anime.
Oh yeah. Oh man, that's gonna happen for sure. I get with you, me, and Sergio and Square and Simply Nix, and we're gonna do that. It's gonna be great. Man. That show is gonna be solid.
I'm here for it. I'm ready.
It's so much to talk about with that. You guys
start powering up now.
Oh yeah. Dude, that's going to be a great show, especially when we do the watch parties and all that stuff. It's going to be solid, man.
I'm jazzed.
I'm definitely looking forward to that. So that being said, I definitely appreciate you, Taylor, for jumping in and holding us down, man. It's been a solid show. So we like to give you the floor is yours, and basically it's where they can find you and everything and what you got upcoming. So without further ado, the floor is yours, sir.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I really appreciate being here and you hosting the awesome stream, awesome space, awesome chat. Thank you, everyone. This has been a great experience. You can find me. Thisisredlitre, Litre. It's pun from Star Wars. That's at all my socials. So Twitter, I think Insta, Twitch, email. You can find me with that handle at the emails at gmail.com. If you want to check out the show that I was on for the last couple years that just ended, that's Spinfoil Theory. You can find that at spinfoiltheory.com, or if you search Spinfoil Theory on your favorite podcatcher, you will most likely find it. I'm pretty sure we're on all of them. So be sure to check that out. Over 120, I think, episodes, absolutely free, no ads. Dive in; it's a lot of fun. At very least, you'll learn a lot about lore, even if the stuff didn't all turn out to be right. And then upcoming, you might see me a little more on Twitch doing some stuff. I might start playing some Star Citizen and some different games live, some flybys. And then me and Lady Lucita here in the new year are going to have a new broader themed show for you guys to consume. So we don't have a name for it just yet, but I think you guys will really dig it, and I can't wait to show it to you.
Ooh, it's going to be awesome. And I can't wait myself, man. It's going to be pretty cool to see what you got cooking, And of course, as always, I will make sure that during the show, I will definitely get your links, guys. And you can also follow him on there. And also, I want to make sure that I put it in the chat so that way you guys know. You also can follow me, guys, as you know, right here, P Collar Gaming. And for those of you new, just coming in, of course, I'm also on Twitter, and you can find P Collar Gaming too. So I'm always here, chopping it up with you guys. And you know me, always doing the most, but having fun, because that's what we do, man. That's what we do. So I appreciate y'all, man. It's definitely been a fun time. Um, I love doing this, man. I really do love doing this. And, you guys are great. So that being said, I appreciate y'all. And remember, we're gonna have a special show next week, Saturday. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be a panel show. We're gonna have guys like Save the Blade. We're gonna have Miss Mergen. We're gonna have all of them on.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be a really big show. So we're gonna be talking recap of everything going on. So you definitely want to look out for that for sure, because that's gonna be a solid show. And we're gonna start doing a lot of these panels. I definitely want to tell everybody we're gonna start doing a lot of panels, usually during the time of expansion or seasons coming out. So I want everybody to be able to get in on that. So we'll have like 6 people joining us on those shows. So definitely look out for that, because it's going to be a blast. With that being said, I appreciate all of you guys for going, and I'm going to send you guys over to one of my newer friends that's streaming. She's pretty good. I am Cherish Marie. She's going to be cool, and she's going to be jumping on the show at some point soon, so that'll be a special treat. So you guys go say hey and tell her the Last City Radio sent you. So that being said, I appreciate all of y'all. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put all this in here. And so that makes sure that she's good.
All right.
Cool. All right. And Tiki, I appreciate you for joining in. It's okay, And also, guys, I appreciate Tiki Puff for being there, being supportive, and our co-host. We're going to miss her. She's going on a little long hiatus, but she will be back. And sometime soon. So everybody go over there and say hi to the lady.
All right.
That being said, let me go over there right quick and say something to her. And I'm going to end this in just a minute.
All right. Cool. Yeah, thanks again for having me.
Oh, yeah, man. It's always a blast, man. Happy you in here.
I'll have to do it again.
Yes, we're definitely going to do this again, man.
It was fun. Sure. Yeah, that was a lot of energy. Good stuff. My girlfriend is back from her bar shift now, so I'm gonna go visit her. But thank you again. Thank you so much. This was a blast, and I can't wait to